Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Your host, Twisted Teach, and we're back for more Fated Nephallia. Fate of Nephallia, not Fated Nephallia.
You can pronounce your own title.
Fate of Nephallia, guys. We're back. The holidays were pretty nice for everyone, I assume, other than maybe some people. But we're going to get picked up where we left off. The party made their way back to the rest of their NPCs after taking care of a corrupted unicorn and going through a mini dungeon where they went through some puzzles meant for children, but they suck. So, whose background noise is that?
Yours?
No, it's actually coming from you.
What?
Yeah, every time you talk, there's like
It's like a fan.
static. Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. I noticed it yesterday.
Yeah, I wonder what the
And
hell.
I tried to tell you, but you didn't listen.
Well, no, you said it was my camera, my phone.
I thought it might have been your phone, and I thought you just didn't change the settings. So I was like, oh well.
Turn on noise suppression. Let's see if that accidentally got turned off. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. We're gonna get started back. At least you sound a little better, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Where we
My
pick
shit
up.
then.
Yeah, probably. So, we pick back up. You guys have made your way back to the camp after informing Sindrel and Elizabeth and Reza and all of the other individuals that you partied with about what happened. You guys are setting up camp as it is later in the day at this point. And Sindrel's going to look very concerned. Just in general, after hearing about the corrupted unicorn.
But I saved it.
It's true.
Why
but
was it corrupted in the first place?
That is the real question.
Corruption.
Ah, yes, corruption, sure, but what kind of corruption is strong enough to afflict a creature such as a unicorn? That is the real question.
What's the opposite of a unicorn?
Did we tell you that we ran into King Midas?
Interesting. You'll have to explain that in more detail in a moment. You asked what the opposite of a unicorn is. That is a nightmare.
I mean, so I guess probably that.
No, a corrupted unicorn wouldn't be caused by something like a nightmare. They're not opposites, but they are intertwined. Kind of with the term yin and yang.
I knew that was fucking coming, and I hate you for it.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
You could have said two sides of a coin to be less cliche, you fucker.
Cliché's the whole point I exist, my friend.
His entire campaign is cliches and
Listen, I'll be proud of you if you don't rip off the green dragon blight all the way.
You're gonna be sorely disappointed, my friend.
Yeah, he does it
Ah.
pretty much completely.
Hey, I got this. Maybe it was a nightmare.
I love you, but no. So, well, now tell me of this King Midas.
He gave me this, and then I hold up the golden shield thing.
Ah, interesting. Well, if legends...
He also tried to turn us into gold.
You guys in the gold.
Well, that's easy enough to explain. Do any of you know the legend of Midas?
In game or out of game?
In game.
No.
I don't. Okay, half of us are sailors. One of us was a degen and there was a kid.
Yeah, so no.
Well, would you like me to explain then while we set up camp? I'm sure Elizabeth and
yeah.
Reza are excited enough to get everything situated
Are
for
you
us.
actually going to explain, and then are you going to be like, and then he explained?
No, I'm actually going to explain.
Oh, because we don't actually need to know. I don't think any of us here doesn't know about King Midas. Out of character.
Okay, do you not want to hear it?
No.
Okay, everybody else don't want to hear it?
No, I want to hear it. Forget that.
Okay, well, I'm going to explain it. You've been outvoted. It's actually tied. I need to hear from the rest of you. Because if you don't want me to go into it, I'll go into it privately with Goss.
I remember most of the story, but wouldn't be bad to hear it again.
Okay. Nathan?
I already know the story.
Okay. Well, do you want to hear the King Midas of D&D or no? Yes or no?
D&D? Is it
Yeah.
the exact same as regular Midas?
It is different.
Okay.
Okay. I take all this time to go through the story of this. Y'all are just like, nah, fuck you.
Well,
As
you
long
like
as it's the exact same.
Yeah, you like to copy paste. You don't change a few words here and there.
Wow. Well, after he manages to get an area set up for you, some places to sit around a fire, he's going to sit, and he begins to weave a spell over the area. And
Can I stare at my unicorn horn?
Yeah. You want to do what with your unicorn horn?
Stare at it and tune it?
Yeah, you could begin tuning it if you want. You can still listen. So...
Yeah, that's why I just hold it up and like, ooh.
He begins to weave his spell as a mist begins to form at the base of the ground, and it begins to roll up and begin to form figures, and he begins to tell the tale. King Midas long ago lived in an elven kingdom. He was born of moon and sun, the high elves and the night elves. They joined at one point. In order to join both of their kingdoms in peace, the son of the High Elves and the daughter of the Moon Elves gave birth to a son. That he was known as Midas. He became one of the greatest elven rulers of any time. He is even still regaled with such awe and mystery, but most of his empire has fallen to shadows and mere fantasies, as he did what is forbidden in the Elven Kingdom. He started off as a young lad, and he worked his way through the ranks of the Elven military, where he achieved the rank of commander, right underneath a general. And it was through countless battles that he made a name for himself on a battlefield. He wielded a strange sun-blessed weapon that allowed him to flow and shift on the battlefield, and all those that he slew were turned to gold. This is how he was known as the Gold Blessed.
Audio to be a little bit higher.
Audio a little bit higher? Okay.
Yeah, everyone else is fine. I haven't heard Rot or Jenny speak, though.
Okay, that's fine. I had Matt come in and check the audio and made sure that they could at least be heard, but I will turn myself.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Okay, is this a little better?
Just 1 second.
Ba 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 ba. Disturbing me halfway through the
Well,
why am I?
Hear you,
Oh, I'm in tavern noise. No wonder I'm supposed to be in the party. It's a good thing you were able to join. Ba 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 ba.
Yeah, like a little bit higher.
The Midas touch. It's a little bit higher. It doesn't need to go higher.
No, it needs to be a little bit more higher.
I'm gonna go pee while you're figuring this out.
That's fine. Is that
know
better?
If you can do like a mic boost.
Yeah, I can. Better. Ba da 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 da. La 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 la.
Introducing the Krabby Patty?
Yeah.
I can't hear Jenny at all.
Not at
Hardly.
Okay.
No,
well then I
low for
will
Huh?
unmute her and see if that's a little better.
Oh well, if it's okay, if it's coming through your mic, then that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, it might end up having an echo though.
Let me know if you're hearing her double. Continue talking,
Do I
Jen.
have to? What should I say?
Just count to 20.
1, 2, 3, 4. He left.
Yeah, because he's listening to the Twitch and not the Discord.
Continue.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
My piss was fantastic.
Okay, well,
Congratulations.
I guess you'll either pop back in and let us know that that was good or not, but we'll find out.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so. Wow, I'm actually hearing myself double. That is not okay.
Wow.
I'm hearing myself through your mic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that needs to go back to being muted. Okay, so let us continue with the story of him telling you the story of Midas. You just need to talk a little louder and point yourself in this direction if you want to talk.
Wow.
Yeah, eventually we'll be in different rooms, but for now we're in the same room, and my mic's going to pick you up, and your mic's going to pick me up. So,
They're hitting at each other?
yeah. So, to continue the story, Midas was a very hot-headed general, and he was blessed by the gods. The gold touched, as he became known throughout the Elven kingdoms. When he rose to kingdom, and he managed to rule both the High Elves and the Moon Elves for a short period, he started attacking the other kingdoms nearby, both dwarves and humans, more out of prejudice than anything. It was kind of provoked out of him, as the drow were using resources and individuals from these kingdoms as mercenaries to badger and harass his kingdom. It was thus that he asked the gods for aid, and in doing so, he began his campaign. He razed many, many villages, cities even. Kingdoms fell to his massive army, and he became pompous, and he started taking more than what he promised to do. Instead of just punishing those that disrespected the elves and fought against them, he started taking on innocents, capturing, torturing, and this led the gods to be angry. So, in an effort to rein in their champion, they cursed him. They cursed him with immortality, to live forever, but to be unable to enjoy anything. And it is this that has led Midas to be known as the Gold-Cursed King. His blood would bleed gold, and anything he touched would turn to solid gold, unable to enjoy food or wine or any of the luxuries of his past. All of this wealth was nothing if he couldn't enjoy it, and thus was the fall of Midas.
May I for 1 second?
Yes.
So if we cut him, would he bleed gold?
Yes.
Why do we murder this fucker?
Because he's immortal.
Because I don't want to be touched by him.
That too.
Is
you're
it
right.
touched anyway? Like-
Touched
I
by
have-
any... Yeah, if you touch
I have
him,
to counteract
it
good.
does the same thing. You see the spell begins to die down, and the mist disappears, and the magic fades, and Sindrel goes, "That is the briefest explanation of the Elven King Midas. To have met him, I am surprised. Where did you meet him?"
In a cave behind the unicorn nest. Cave. How does a unicorn sleep? Den. There we go.
Interesting. Well, you have
Snake?
met an actual
Lair.
breathing legend. I am surprised and honestly jealous.
And a sphinx. Can't forget sphinx.
Also, speaking,
Ah, you have met a sphinx. What kind of sphinx was it? What do you know?
Oh, which one?
One
was
that healed the unicorn.
Ah,
What? It was like the. What is it? The punishment? No. What was the Sphinx of? She told me her name.
I honestly don't even remember her name off the top of my head right now, anyways.
Insert name
but
here.
that's some
Yeah.
very incredibly hard riddles that did not have any bearing within the Three Little Pigs. But whatever.
Yeah.
Ah, okay, yes, of course. Riddles, that is a Sphinx's favorite test, and the only one that gives riddles is a Gynosphinx, the female breed of the Sphinx.
Well, she was really bad at it.
I could have seduced.
You could
I
have
see.
seen.
Well, whether she was good or not of the riddles, you answered them successfully and managed to meet King Midas. Well, adventurers, I'm sure you're exhausted after a days of travel, but before you sleep, Ondariel,
Yep.
Ah, I see. You're focused on whatever you have there. I will disturb you at a later time then.
It's a unicorn horn, you want to say?
You don't really have the ability to stop what you're doing. You are now locked in a, like, will battle with the magic item in your hand.
So all my answers have just been like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
So I'm very Nathan. Okay, so I was just being Nathan for a second.
Yeah, of course. Well, adventurers, I will cook some food. Relax. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask.
Aye.
What
Did
was
you-
that spell that you just cast to cause the fog?
Ah, that spell is known as Legend Lore. It allows me to delve within the aether to divine information about something. Usually I have to be in contact with an item if I want to divine it, but it's more of an individual recalling information that I myself have already learned. It allows me to channel that and tell the story a little better than just recalling it with the human memory.
I don't have human.
So, if you were to touch this golden plate, what would happen?
Ah, I've just used all of the power that I have accessible to me to be able to cast that spell. I would have to wait until tomorrow, but I could do the same thing if you so pleased. I mean, or I could...
find out what the purpose of this plate is. Yes.
I could cast Detect Magic in Identify if that is...
Could he relive the vision of the unicorn that let it's being corrupted?
Good point.
It is a possibility. Yeah.
Or that is get too big brain for you.
No. Usually it's items. I mean, he wasn't there, so we wouldn't be able to recall it. But if you had something specifically from the unicorn,
Like the horn.
yeah,
Like the horror.
yeah, he would be able to identify the item and then legend lore it and find out more information about the unicorn.
I like that idea.
Yeah?
And I will accept the detect magic. Is this a magical item?
He begins to cast the spell, and 10 minutes later, the spell wraps up in the ritual, and he begins to look over the item. He goes, I sense transmutation, as well as conjuration, deep within this. It is magical, and it is quite powerful.
So should I take it to our resident blacksmith, in your opinion, Syndrome?
No, the blacksmith wouldn't be able to do anything more with it than what you're able to. If it was given to you and the rest of the party have accepted that, I mean, you may attempt to attune to it if it is a magical item that requires you to merge your soul with the item.
I mean, he could also identify it to tell you exactly what it is. Because identify is ritual, so he could another 10 minutes and he could figure out exactly what it is.
That's what I'd like to know, exactly what it is. Yeah.
Okay. He begins to cast Identify, and another 10 minutes later, the magic finally kicks in, and he takes a look at it, and he stops, puzzled. Well, I can tell you this. Whatever magic capabilities I have is not strong enough to identify whatever this is. This is a very powerful thing indeed. To be able to stop me from being able to see exactly what it does is interesting. He hands it back to you. Yes, you would be better than I to have such an item for sure. I do not know what I would do with such a power if it were to come into my hands.
Well, time to attune to it then, if it's cool with everybody.
Yeah?
Well, good luck, my friend. Not all attunements work, and it might take some time, especially being as powerful as it is. Well, any other questions for me, adventurers? I know that you have had quite a busy day and have learned many things already.
Unicorn horn.
time to go to sleep with my disc.
Okay.
Could I read the scroll?
Yes, you might. You may.
Can I do both?
No, you are now locked into a battle of wills with the unicorn horn for 8 hours.
Good luck sleeping.
Yeah.
You do get a full rest because it's just an action of focusing all of your will on the weapon. I mean, your sleep's gonna be, you dreaming of you just sitting there looking at the horn, but...
What was it that I had to roll for that again? Just straight...
Arcana. Yeah.
Above
Arcana?
22.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me pull up notes. 23, yeah.
Hey.
Hey,
you count me.
Syndrell's scroll. Where did I have it written down? Research. I believe so. Give me 1 second as I look around, because I thought that I had it elsewhere. I thought I was keeping track myself, but I might be incorrect. Yeah, that's fun.
That's also not my character sheet either, apparently. Yeah, I think you were keeping track of it.
You said you would keep...
Yeah.
Either way, we both had, or I had 3, Bailey had 3, I had 4 checks.
Yeah. That's fine. Let me make another one here. Hand out the Nether Scroll. Conjuration.
So while he's doing that, how does one attune to an item? Out of player.
You have to spend 8 hours in order to tune to normal weapons and normal items. In order to attune to the item that you've been given to by Midas, it requires 10 days, 8 hours each day.
Jesus.
And you must do it each day. If you disturb that, it must be started over.
Yeah, I just have what it is and what I need to roll. I don't have how many I've done.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, you had 3.
That's fine. You now have 4, and so does Ondariel. You guys have access to it in the handout section, and it is going to be called Nether Scroll Conjuration. And that is going to be that handout. Whenever you guys successfully meet one, you can add a tally mark there, and I will let you know when you have learned pertinent information from that. Okay. I will also make one more handout. That way I can keep track of gathered materials, herbs,
Can everyone see my magic
stuff.
items, or is it just me who can see those?
No, I can see them.
Everybody
Okay.
can.
Okay.
So
Vicious sword and your unicorn horn.
With that, I have 2 magical items now.
Well, you don't have vicious sword right now.
Yeah, it's
right
not
now.
magic, technically.
Right now, it's not.
Either way, it's better than my fucking rapier anyway.
okay,
So
there we
good.
go. I have also made one called Gathered Materials, Herbs and Stuff. That is going to be for both Zap and Ish. That is for when you guys gather herbs.
Should I keep my curative stuff?
You can. That'll be a good place for me to keep track of what you have. And that'll be another place that, while we're on the road and you guys gather more stuff, we can put it there, and then I can dish that out at the end of the session when it's not so taking up a lot of the stream's time. As I said, still learning how to DM on doing this live, but we'll figure it out together, and everyone's going to make fun of me for it. So,
Fuck it, we're doing it live.
fuck it, we're doing it live.
We're doing what?
Live. We're doing it live.
Right now.
Right now, Jenny. Do I need to roll for attunement? No, attunement is something you do not have to roll for. Attunement is just something that you do over a period of time, and you can have only 3 items attuned to your soul at once.
You unattune.
You attune something new.
Okay.
Do you get to pick what you want to tune?
Yes, you can choose what you attune to, and you can choose what's replaced when you have more than 3 items you're trying to attune to.
Okay.
There are also ways to increase attuning, but I will go over that later when it is pertinent to you guys. So,
So, not for a very long time.
yeah. You guys might actually get there faster than you think, because when you guys start getting a little further and your levels start increasing a little bit more, I'll be passing out more and more things for you guys to utilize.
Ooh, stuff and things.
Stuff and things. Things and stuff. Okay, so, Sindrel goes, well, Andariel's obviously preoccupied, and Zap, I recommend you also preoccupy if you wish to attune to the item.
Unicorn.
I am.
But for the rest of you, do you have any other questions for me?
Nope.
Good. And Ish?
Where do babies come from?
That question might be better asked to Elizabeth or Reza.
Do you know where kobold babies come from?
I know where kobold babies come from, yes. Usually from other kobolds.
Other
Clever.
kobold?
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. You'll understand later. Hopefully,
So where does
when
Sid
I'm not
come
around.
You didn't give. You said D4 for the damage value. Is that right?
Yes, it's a dagger, so it's a D4.
1D4 plus Dex.
Yep, +1.
It's a +1 dagger.
So it does get +1 damage. Because it is a +1 weapon.
And a
Okay.
+1 to its attack roll, right?
Yes, +1 to attack roll, and then +1 to its damage.
Attack Dex +1, proficient. Damage 1D4 plus Dex +1. Correct.
Yep.
Yes.
Should I make a separate heal for the activate?
Yes.
Does it only have 3 charges total?
It has 3 charges total, and you get a new one every dawn.
Okay.
So it could have a max of 3,
Yep.
and every other
Every
day it gets 1 back.
Yep.
Or every day it gets 1 back.
Happy.
That is a hell of a roll.
What?
Really though, like fucking.
That is a really
Dex plus 1 plus proficiency. Jesus.
The Horny
Yeah.
Horn. It likes its name.
damn. You are gonna wreck people with this dagger. Holy crap. Okay. Well, for now.
So, wait, you only get a +5 to it? My scimitars are +5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You also have to remember his dex is only 2, while your dex is like 4.
Yeah. And my dex is 3.
Oh, because your proficiency's 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Time to go to sleep.
Yeah. So, you guys.
Oh, can I
yeah.
Can I forge?
Yeah, you can. Go ahead and do a forge roll for me. Nature with advantage.
Yeah. Don't lucky me.
And then you have the book yourself, so I'm sure you could just fill it out. I trust you to just put it inside that herbs and gathering stuff, and I'll look at it at the end of the session.
I've been putting it.
Okay,
here
that's
for
fine. So yeah, you successfully did it. Just let me know.
11. Sorry. Go ahead.
It's 11 or 2d8.
So I get to choose?
You can, yes. You have to choose now. Do you want to choose to roll for a potential of getting 16, or do you just want to go with the 11? Because the 11 is technically average
Wait.
+1.
Yeah, I was gonna say the 11 is just better, isn't it?
Yeah.
It would always heal 11 because we'll go with just 11.
Yeah, because you could also heal
Roll worse.
3. Yeah. You have a chance of getting 16, or you have a chance of getting 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess just 11 heal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I'm not even gonna make a spell. I guess I should make a spell, huh?
That's up to you. I will let you do that. I just want you to keep track of how many charges you've used. Other than that, so Sindrel's going to preoccupy himself with opening up several books in front of him, and he's going to be basically looking inside of them, otherwise preoccupied for the rest of the night. And the rest of the evening goes uneventfully. The next day when you wake up, a low fog, and it is slightly raining when you awake the next morning. Sindrel is still sitting around the campfire, and you can see a strange clear dome over him that the rain seems to hit and then just stop.
put on my rain clothes.
Sindrell, with one hand on two books each, he looks up and goes, "Ah, Zap, I see you've had a decent night's sleep."
Yes, what are you doing, if you don't mind? You
Ah.
looked concerned last night.
Yes, this still disturbs me that a unicorn has become corrupt, and I was hoping to find some information within several tomes about the means of which one goes through in order to corrupt a unicorn, and I've had no luck.
It was very strange, but it looked like it had tendrils that almost sunk into its heart.
Very similar to the wolves and the owls that we have already fought, yes?
Yes, and it corrupted our party, if you recall, too, so it acts fast.
Yes, but the part that disturbs me is that a creature such as that of celestial blood should be far less susceptible to something like this than, say, you or me, or even the creatures of the forest.
Is it possible that the elves unleashed this on this forest?
The elves? Not even slightly. The elves care more about nature and the creatures of the wilds than they do even themselves. The chances of them doing this is astronomical. But not only that, but unless something has twisted them, I don't see this being their cause.
So, potentially the elves are corrupted too, then.
That is a possibility. It could be the reason that you have been brought to this forest by the scrolls in which you possess.
Speaking of, pull out the scroll and see if it says anything.
Nope. It's kind of just blank. It shows your reflection inside of the gold foil.
Oh, it's the fucking secret, or the needle secret recipe.
Dragon scroll.
Since you're familiar with this forest, I suppose, do you know which way we should go next?
If our goal is to find the elves, we continue heading deeper into the forest. Eventually, we will find them or they will find us, and usually the latter, sorry. What is the proper term there?
I'm bleeding apparently.
If that's the case, then I think I should ready the camp.
Yes, by all means. I'm sure the girls will have food ready momentarily. They were out rummaging around the forest nearby. I told them to stay within shouting distance, but you know how they are. Elizabeth usually likes to handle herself, and Reza...
Did you specify your shouting distance or their shouting distance?
Just shouting distance. I have got quite keen hearing. Blessed blood by the elves, of course, back in my days of adventuring. One of the traits I picked up.
Strangest dream about a unicorn horn.
Yes, that is the attunement process. Even while you sleep, your mind and soul focus on battling the magical item that you try to bond with. I assume that... Yes. It can do that at first. Kind of a euphoric feeling, but you will soon feel a weight that you didn't feel before. It seems as though you are heavier, yet nothing has changed.
So what did the shield do to me?
You have successfully attuned 1 out of the 10 days, so you have 9 more days of attunement.
Gotcha. Well,
Does it have like a handle or anything on it, or is it just like a
it's just the rod. So
How long is it?
It's a good like I'd say it's about a foot long.
A foot long?
Yeah, it's about a foot.
It's $5.
That's not a dagger then.
It's a dagger.
It's like a short sword.
I'm going to take
No,
the
short swords are longer.
resident blacksmith and see if he can do anything with it. Or if he recognizes it.
Yeah, you take it over to the blacksmith, and you can see that as you approach, his hammer falls, and he lets it kind of sit there as you hear a resounding gong, and he looks over with kind of admiration at the project that he's been working on. And he brings the blade up, and he goes, Yes, I am finally done.
Oh, so Isha's sword is done.
Yes. He looks over. Zap, How may I help you?
Do you know anything
Not that
about
one.
this?
You're gonna have to repeat that.
Do you know anything about this disc and what it can be used for?
He looks at it. A dinner plate?
Okay, take it back. Walk away.
Aye, where's Ondario?
Hey.
Right here.
Come here, Ondario. He places the blade out towards you and he goes, my craftsmanship is finally done. And he brings the blade back and he sheaths it with a nice metallic clink at the end as it just gets put back into its sheath with a nice, like, ringing sound. And he hands it out towards you. There you go, my friend. It is adamantine and steel core.
I like size up the blade, take it to the sheath, like hold it up to my eye, see if it's straight and everything.
Aye, you won't find any imperfections in that blade, nay.
Looks perfect. Take out the anvil, break it in half.
Good luck. Yeah, you're gonna break the anvil long before you break that sword.
Yeah.
So same thing, 1d8 plus dex plus 1,
Yeah.
and dex plus 1 proficient. Yeah.
Yep. Aye.
Practice swing.
Well, I know that this will once belong to the little lizard, but it seems to sing for you, my friend.
It itches for me.
Am I near the blacksmith at all?
You can be if you so choose.
Yeah. Ondario, did you see about combining that unicorn horn with this sword? If they both sing for you.
Horns stick up the hilt.
Or something else?
Well, for the time being, that is beyond my skills. But maybe if traveling is as beneficial to me as it is for you, I might just learn the skill yet.
I just want to get the sword of feast and famine. That's all. Or legendary.
Ah, yes, of course. The feast and famine allowing you to untap trees.
I mean, I can't see drawing cards being really helpful in like combat and D&D, but untapping trees.
Fuck it. The sword of body and mind, you can summon wolves. Aye, well, if you ever need me to touch up the blade, I'll be more than happy.
Thanks.
Of course. I'll be over here working on the next project.
What's your next project?
I don't quite know yet. I'll figure it out.
Teaching
sure we'll
me
find-
more about blacksmith. Let me make some shitty old swords.
Aye.
Could he make the claw horror things?
Could he make the...
You remember we have
Yeah.
the hook horror things?
Yeah, he could make the hook blades. Are you gonna present that to him?
I had already given it to him.
Oh, that's
He's
right, you have.
basically holding it for me.
Ah, yes. He goes, I might let you help me with some of the materials that Ish has given me.
Yep. Glad to learn.
Perfect. Well, when we make camp next, I'll have you help me for a few hours. We'll look it over and see if it's even quality enough to be able to be used.
If it's not, it'll be perfect for me to fuck it up.
We should
Not a bad idea.
Try to make Garnet like a fucking the own. Uh-huh.
Aye.
We're
Well,
gonna try and raise your temperature, see if you can make your own forge.
Yes.
well, I'm gonna put the anvil back in the wagon and we're off for the day, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
Brekkie first,
Yes.
And then second breakfast.
and then
Immediately the girls come, like, giggling back, or Elizabeth comes giggling back while Reza follows her patiently. As she basically dumps off a bunch of, like, fresh fruits. And she goes, look what I found!
Where'd you find it?
I think they're apples. Out in the forest. I made sure that there were none of that sickly red things nearby. That way, there's no chance of it being bad. I've even eaten a couple. She holds up 2, like, cores that have been eaten completely, and she's like, I thought the horses might like it.
Are they actually apples?
Yes, they're actually apples.
Okay. They didn't notice there. You didn't notice any elves, did you?
No.
No. Okay.
Not at all.
It didn't feel like anyone was watching.
Well, it feels like someone's watching all the time, but that might just be the forest. Reza's going to speak up and be like, do not worry. Within a few days, we will have been found by the elves, and we will move on to where you are destined to be.
Is that fate, or are you just guessing?
I don't know. She looks at you sarcastically at this point.
What an asshole.
I feel the plot thickening.
Is it the plot, or is it your pants?
I hope not my parents.
Alright, so, you guys eat breakfast, and Elizabeth also found some strange bird eggs that she ends up cracking open and making for you guys. As you guys... they're not quail.
Did she find them in a tree?
She did find them in a tree, yes.
Okay.
They're
log
they're
in
no
a tree?
they're no bigger than her thumb.
Are they like robin eggs?
Yeah, probably. Whatever a robin equivalates to in D&D, it might just be a regular ass bird.
Oh, no, they're snipes.
The snipes, there you go. Why not? So, you guys eat breakfast with no issues whatsoever, and you begin to head into the forest. So,
I remember when I killed a snipe as a kid.
we're going to do one day of traveling, resting, and then another day of traveling before you guys are found. So, do whatever rolls are necessary in order for you guys, like gathering or studying the
2 days?
scroll. Yes.
So
2
3
days
days,
worth.
yeah.
3 days?
2 days worth.
Oh, 2 days? So
Yep.
2
2
d20
days.
for me.
2d20s for me.
Nope.
Why are you just rolling d20s and not Arcana, Nathan?
Oh, right. Right, yeah, I would have had a buff on that. Yeah, don't mind that.
Well, you would just add your proficiency.
Yeah, well,
to it.
doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Zap, you do not find
no.
anything with your nature checks.
I don't either. I don't think I have to succeed. No, I mean I found healing berries, I guess.
Nope.
Oh yeah, that's right. You have to succeed.
Yep.
12.
So, during the second day, probably sometime earlier in the day, immediately a thick, heavy fog begins to break around you as you had been traveling mostly in the fog for the entire day, leading up to this point. You come across a very thick thicket of trees and bushes around you, and you hear somebody shout from within the trees, "Halt where you are!"
Elf?
Are you just screaming that?
Yeah, I'm just screaming at Elf.
Elf! Elf! Elf!
We found one.
I think they found us.
Ah, you were looking for the elves. You see immediately stepping out of several of the bushes and even in the trees nearby, you count easily about 15 or 20 elves, all with bows drawn, arrows all the way back with full draw. And you can hear one of them walking through the bushes, his hand resting on a rapier at his side. And he goes, "What brings you to our forest?
Well, looking for you guys.
Why have you been looking for us?"
Sindrel, can you please?
Cinder goes, yes, I would like to speak. I am Sindrel, the great wizard and friend of the king. I have wrought adventurers that have very important things that they have to be doing here in the forest, and I was hoping to be able to meet with the king with these adventurers. The elf kind of looks surprised at first, and then he kind of hardens very quickly. Okay, well, if you are this Sindrel that you speak of, who are the rest of your traveling companions? You travel with a half-breed, a goblin, a kobold, another half-breed, and whatever that is, pointing towards Garnet. You also travel with 2 young human girls and a wagon.
I'm fucking offended.
And a dwarf. What are you guys, racist?
So what say you? How do you have any proof that you are this
Were
Sindrel?
you gonna say what say you?
Mm-hmm.
What say?
You committed crimes against the government.
What say you? He's going to look there, and Cinderell's going to be like, well, You can either take my word, or I can show you via magic, or... He holds up a kind of pendant-like object, and he holds it out. The elf walks a little closer, and he goes, "Ah, I see. Well, that would do it. First, I'm going to need the names of everyone you travel with." He goes, "Yes, of course. The 2 young girls that are here are Elizabeth and Reza," pointing to them respectively. "Akrub is the half-breed first one you spoke of course. Zap the goblin. Ish, captain, as titled, is the kobold. Andariel is the other half-breed.
And in Elvish, I say my name is Gameth.
He looks surprised, and he speaks Elvish back. "So you know the tongue of the nobles?"
I do. I was raised to know such things.
Yes, of course. Well, forgive my travesties and my disrespect. I have to be guarded, as you have gotten very close to the Elven town nearby, and we did not know your purpose, nor were the fog and the mists meant to divert you away from the town been successful thus far. All of this in Elvish.
Have or haven't? Have or haven't?
They haven't. The mists have not been able to stop you.
That's why we got so close.
And you don't know this, because he's speaking Elvish this entire time. "Well, Cinderell the Great Wizard, and Gameth, of course, as you said your name was. We will escort you to the nearby town, where you will have to wait before we send a message to the king and his retinue, and you will have to be given access and acceptance into the lands, but it should not be too hard. We've had some troubles of recent, and we are going to be escorting you to the town. Hopefully, you will be able to take care of yourselves should anything happen."
Is there still red mold around us?
You've traveled through quite a bit of the forest, and some trees have been infected, and you've seen wildlife on the edges, kind of passive wildlife, rabbits, squirrels, a couple birds that have been infected. But it's more 25-75. Infected 25, uninfected 75% of the time.
That's still a lot.
Yeah.
I'm just going to quickly ask and pull out one of the vials of mold that I collected. What is this?
You will have such questions answered later. He kind of scoffs at you attempting to speak with him. "Continue heading the direction that you are heading. We will be within the trees and the shadows around you. Do not attempt to change your direction at all."
I don't like how you made these with elves racist.
Elves are racist.
All elves are real racist.
You're right, though.
Well,
We'll find a centaur.
adventurers and friends alike, follow. And he begins to walk into the forest in the direction you're heading, and he seems to disappear within the forest around you. Really? God damn it. I gotta reload the damn Roll20, because every time I try to open notes and then I close notes, I can't open them again.
Weird.
Right?
Yeah.
I found out something neat about the character sheet, though.
What?
You can double tap it and it'll just like go in the top corner.
Oh.
And just put it
Okay,
back up.
so he's gonna go ahead. As you guys get escorted through the forest, it's pretty uneventful.
Is it pretty?
It is very pretty. As you guys get closer and closer to the Elven town nearby, the forest seems to take on a different light. It takes on a kind of more vibrant hue to it. So, let's go ahead and zoom out, and let's go ahead and get you guys on the map. The map, the map, the map.
I'm the map, I'm the map, I'm the map, I'm the map.
So, you guys are escorted all the way to a town. The town's name, when you get there, is told to you as Nero-du-Tui.
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 It sounds like the tree house from Pokemon Emerald, right?
That is the name of the town that you come to.
Bless you.
Yeah, yeah, yes, thank you.
Bless you.
So, when you arrive, the same individual had greeted you, or first interrogated you, is going to stop. Well, we would have you not draw your weapons for any reason whatsoever. You are within the safety of our village, and you will be guarded as such. We have no need for your aid if anything does occur. Please, rest within the inn. You will be here for a few days at least. Just to inform you, if you need anything, ask for Quelbakken. That is my name.
So ask for anybody but Quelbakken.
Yes, anybody but Quelbakken. No,
So
only ask for me.
How racist as all the other elves being towards us?
They're keeping their distance, but they're also intrigued as they don't get many outsiders, especially in groups this large.
And this diverse.
Yeah. Usually it might be the occasional human or dwarf, but definitely no monstrous type individuals such as goblins or kobolds, or even the occasional like tiefling is very, very rare.
Huh.
And they're definitely going to visibly scowl upon seeing Ekrub the half-elf. They're kind of just going to look disgusted.
What about the dwarf?
The dwarf is kind of just like, nah, it's a dwarf. Why the dwarf would keep company with such individuals is beyond them.
I think Midas should have been a dwarf.
Yeah.
Meh. So, welcome to Nero Dutui. Please, enjoy whatever luxuries that are here. This place is guarded by the mists, and nothing should disturb your restful peace here. Peaceful rest here.
Is there a giant talking tree in the center?
No, there's not.
Okay.
Would it be okay if our dwarf set up a forge to work on some of our equipment while we wait?
Sure. There is one of our own mithril smiths within the city, or the village, and he can set up there. Up towards the top, and he points in a direction up over here. That is where you will find the mithril smither.
So are their houses in trees or are they on hills?
They're on trees. They're kind of the trees themselves. Some of them are built into nearby kind of like cliff faces, and others are up trees. And you can see that a lot of the pathways in this village are the treetops themselves. Hardened and constructed with magic, of course. Everything is more natural than you've seen most other construction. Even the dwarves pale in comparison to the type of artwork that goes into the construction of elven cities. If you are looking for the inn, he points straight ahead. This is where you will be going.
Can I
Why do you
switch
even
around
have
some
an
Elven
inn?
music?
Other elves are frequent here, and we do have other outsiders from time to time. Your music will be welcome if it is pleasing to the ear.
No, I want to learn Elven music.
There is a bard that takes up residence within the inn. I'm sure he might be willing to teach you the harp.
Harp.
Yeah. Sure, why not?
He kind of looks at your instrument with kind of interest. Like, he's of the music arts himself, and he is interested that you carry around a stringed instrument so different from what he's accustomed to.
So harps.
Yeah, he's used to harps.
I mean, violin, fiddle. I mean, they can both be classical.
They can.
I mean, I think I mostly know sea shanties and
Well,
Dwarven music.
he's going to speak Elvish at this point, and he is going to look towards Sindrel and Garnet, and he is going to be like, I take my leave now, friends. Please, if you have any need of me, look for me. I must report to my responsibilities, and I must get back out into the woods in order to guard our borders and to ensure that this strange evil that is bled into our lands is quelled. He's going to take his leave at this point while bowing to both Sindrel and Gameth.
I mean, if Sindrel bows, I bow.
Sindrel's going to nod his head in the respectful manner that he is accustomed to.
I'm gonna scratch my chin aggressively.
What?
Scowl at the elf.
I don't deal with racism. God.
Yeah, fucking racists! God damn it!
I mean, you would have dealt with a lot of racists, you know, where you came from. So.
I mean, that's like my whole childhood.
That's why he doesn't like them. Damn racists!
Yeah.
An racist.
So, what would you guys like to do? Sindrel's going to be like, I'm going to take my leave and head to the inn and get Reza and Elizabeth comfortable.
I will let our blacksmith know where he can set up his shop and help him, and then I'm going to go back to the inn.
You can see him already carrying the anvil, and he's like, I got it! I already know where I'm going.
I'm gonna try to find the blacksmith in the city.
Top left.
Yeah, the dwarf is going to it, so.
And so am I. I'm still, like, he said he's got it, but I'm still going to help because I want to learn a bit more.
Aye, come lad.
What was the blacksmith shop's
no.
name again?
They don't have names in this village.
Okay.
It's just the Mithril Smith.
Mithril Smith, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So, he escorts you and Zap there. What about the rest of you? What would you like to do?
Search for the bird, I guess, in the end.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the inn.
Okay. We're going to go ahead and get you guys into the inn first. So, upon entering, you hear a very beautiful melodic sound from a female bard playing a harp. And the sound... Yep.
Don't fuck her.
Don't fuck her. Don't fuck her. Please don't fuck her.
The sound is very pleasing and soothing upon entering. And you can see a couple of other patrons in there. And they're kind of just eyes closed, sipping on their tea as they're kind of just enjoying the sounds. You guys enter, kind of as loud and rambunctious as you guys normally do, with the girls going, Racia! And they go running upstairs.
Pick out a room.
Immediately, the male elf behind the barkeep goes, welcome to my humble establishment. I was wondering, are you looking for rooms? And how long do you plan on staying?
They said a couple days.
Aye. Well, we will do a couple of days at first. How many individuals?
How many's in our party now? Jesus, like...
The half-elf, the dwarf, Reza,
like 8, right?
Elizabeth, Sindrel, and then the 4 of us. Am I missing anybody?
2 girls
So there's
can bunk
9.
together.
There's 9 of you, and they will
There's
bunk
9.
together.
Yeah.
So technically 8.
So,
Yeah.
4 rooms?
Aye. Well,
Why 4?
Because everyone bunks up.
Oh, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
You're gonna...
but then we would need 5 rooms and 1 person sleeps
5 rooms,
alone. Which I'm assuming Sindrel would sleep.
Sindrel will be...
Yeah.
Cinderella will sleep alone. And he's like, well, I'm going to take my leave. I have a residence nearby, and I shall enjoy myself while I am here.
Oh, Sindrel?
Mhm.
Okay, so 4 rooms then.
Yep.
As long as the half elf and the dwarf don't mind bunking together.
He brings out a couple of things. He shows the innkeeper, and he goes, they're staying on my tab. Please, give them all of the luxuries that they deserve. And he's going to nod.
Don't say that. They don't think we deserve anything.
The elf behind the counter goes, of course. It's been quite a while since you've been here, Sindrel. Why are you keeping such company, if I might ask? No disrespect, of course.
Racist.
Uh-huh.
He looks at him and goes, I have come across another adventuring party, and my adventuring days have been sparked anew. He goes, I see. Well, it is good that you settled down after our last party dissolved. Well, I will treat them as though they were my own. You can be assured of that, Sindral. Take your leave. I am sure my mother is available, and the residence still has a room available to you. He nods and takes his leave. Well, adventurers, what is it that I can provide you with?
Blankets.
Blankets. Aye.
Careful with this one.
Blankets.
I see. You like exquisite silks, fabrics.
She likes making a nest, or he likes making a nest.
Blankets.
Aye. I will be sure that whatever room you choose is stocked with blankets. Is there anything else that I can assist you with?
Food.
Who's that bird over there?
Ah,
God damn it, Nathan!
Mm-hmm.
she is known as the Silver Hair.
Does she come here often?
She plays for my patrons and is given homage here. Yes, she comes here often. Though she is young, she is quite talented with the harp. Well, food. I do not know if I have what you are accustomed to eating. I assume your diet is not going to be very friendly.
Earthy.
As long as it's not grits, I'm fine.
Ah, yes, disgusting those are. Here, and he steps back into an area, and he comes back out carrying a platter of breads and fruits and nuts, and he sets it down.
Any cheese?
Yep, and cheese.
Cheese.
No meat?
No meat.
Are they all vegetarians?
Wait, are all vegetarians?
They are.
Really?
Yes. The only time that they partake of the flesh is when they die naturally, and when it is blessed. That is the only time that they will consume the flesh of an animal.
So could you make a killing blessing animals for them to consume?
I mean, not really. Animals usually live for quite a while when not hunted. So the only time that an animal dies naturally is like a bear, because they've got no natural predators in the area. But wolves will tear each other apart usually before they die of old age, and other animals will be killed off and eaten by whatever predators are in the area. Hawks, wolves, bears,
So
and a couple of the other
if
creatures.
we were to go out and hunt animals and bring it back and cook it, they'd be mad at us?
They would be distraught, but they're accustomed to individuals that, as long as you are respectful, they will allow you to do as you please.
So I can eat jerky and they won't get too mad.
No. No, as long as you use the entire animal, they do not care.
Fair enough.
Is there anything
Wait,
else that I can help provide you with?
Food,
I was
blankets.
going to say something, but I forgot, so no.
About the bird, or
No, just in general. Yeah, I don't remember. So yeah, I guess
Can
we
my
did.
snake be in the
What have we
like,
got?
they don't
Rooms,
have a problem
food.
with it?
Yep, they've got no problem with creatures. As long as you keep a
Oh.
tight leash on it and make sure that it doesn't do anything it's not supposed
I
to.
don't have a leash.
Elven wine?
It's a term. Elven wine, yes. We have a couple vintages. Are you looking for white or red?
Right, please.
Okay. He steps back and he turns around and he waves his hand, and you can see the woodwork kind of shift and turn into hexagons. And he pulls a bottle out from the area and he waves his hand and it closes back up. He pops the cork and he pours you a glass.
Can I get two of those, actually?
2 glasses?
He
Yep.
he sets the bottle in front of you. Drink as much as you please. Sindrel is, of course, paying, and I assure that the vintage is well worth your time.
I just want the second glass.
I'm gonna. Were you gonna take it to the bar?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
He
motherfucker.
he pulls out the second glass, kind of getting the inclination now, and he goes, "Do note that she is young, and she is
Wait,
not
how
ready
young?
for anything. She's
How young?
60, I think.
Oh.
So that's like 16.
Yeah, she's
elf,
she's
an elf.
she still hasn't hit that like mature state of being an elf. Like she's far more mature than you will ever be. But in elf standards,
She's not even ready to leave.
yeah, she's not even ready to leave the nest. She's never left the village except to go out and like sightsee.
in the
That's
forest.
it. That's all she's ever done.
I'm gonna
Noted.
take Simba out of my backpack and ask him if he has any insects or a place to get insects.
He looks at the creature and he kind of like picks it up, opens its mouth, and kind of looks over it and be like, "Yes, I have something. Probably healthier and will definitely invigorate the creature's."
He's not very invigorating. He literally just sits in my backpack all day.
Well, these creatures are quite interesting. Yes, I have something for it. And he's going to go ahead and take his leave and come back moments later. He's like, I used to have one of these myself. Interesting creatures. The chameleon.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah. That's what he is.
No, that's it. Being like, oh, that's what he is.
Yeah, yes. That is what he is. He is a wonderful creature. Patient and slow and interesting. He points to the second glass. Do you plan on taking her a drink? I do not know if she'll take it, as she doesn't normally drink while she plays.
What does she usually drink while she plays?
She doesn't.
Like,
When she's done playing, she will then ask for something. And
what about water?
No, she can play for hours on end without really need anything.
Put it on Cinderell's tab. Wow.
Alright, so I will try and fuck. I just want to learn to play the harp.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
just tell the barkeep, I don't want to fuck her. I just want to learn.
Learn the way of love.
So, be like, do not disturb her until she has finished playing, if you wish to speak with her.
When's she gonna be done?
Could be in a few moments, or it could be later tonight.
Yeah,
She
I got it.
goes into a trance usually when she plays. She is known as the best harpist in the entire kingdom, and has even played for the king. Though she is young, she is quite talented.
I'm the best bard in the lands.
You're the best bard in your lands.
Yeah, what's the difference?
And your lands aren't even land. You come from the sea. So,
So you're not the best on land at all.
Yeah.
You might not even be the best at sea.
Whoa.
Woe is you. So, we turn over to the mithril smith. As you guys enter, you can see an elf sitting behind a very exquisite workstation with a bunch of like magnifying glasses and different tools around him, doing very intricate work, as he seems to be working on something very small. He looks up upon you entering and puts on some glasses. He looks up and goes, "Ah, how might I help you?"
Hi, we were told... One second, I gotta find that again. We were told by Quell Barkin that our dwarf friend here could set up his forge and practice a little.
Ah,
I say this all in Elvish, by the way.
you speak the tongue. He switches to Elvish seamlessly. Ah, I see. Yes, he is welcome to set up shop behind. I've had dwarves come and learn the art of mithril smithing, and I am quite accustomed to their means. Enchantments have been placed around this area to ensure that the noise is sufferable.
Enchantment.
Yes.
Enchantment.
Slide the disc up on his table and try to pronounce the Elven word for help.
I will say... my friend here also wants some help identifying what this could be and was wondering if you knew of anything that would come to mind.
Need for, please.
He looks interested at your attempt to speak Elvish. And he goes, "Well, aren't you a strange little creature?
I'm trying to learn.
Well, continue trying to learn." He switches to common in order to say this. "You might become skilled one day with enough practice. Though, as I am aware, goblins do not live very long, so you don't have very much time. But, in regards
A little
to...
different.
Well, that is respectable. All of us are a little different. Now, what is it you have put before me?" He kind of looks at you and then looks at it.
the disc of Midas is what I was told it was called.
Ah, I see. Interesting. Midas, 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 Midas. The name rings a bell.
It should. It's a guy that tried to turn me into gold. Wasn't nice.
Interesting. Well, he takes off his glasses and he reaches underneath his desk and he puts on a different pair of glasses, but this one's got a bunch of different lenses that come down in front. All of them are multi-hued and different colored. And he kind of messes with it as he kind of clicks a bunch of them into place, and he picks it up very delicately. And he goes, huh, interesting. A magical item. He kind of messes with it a little bit, and he kind of shifts some of the faces as it looks like a giant golden coin with the head of an elf with a regal crown on. And he kind of shifts around some of the pieces on the front that didn't seem movable, but are. And he shifts it out, and it begins to expand and grow. And it grows to about the size of a small round shield. And he goes, huh, interesting. And he places it down, he twists his hands, and then he picks it back up and delicately flips it over and places it down again. And he takes a look at it and he goes, well, I can tell you I do not have the skills in order to truly understand what this masterpiece is, but this is exquisitely made. Made from gold mixed with mithril and adamantine, infused with magics that I could not even comprehend. He flips his hands over again, and he flips the disc one more time. And he goes, He presses one spot in the middle of it, and it just collapses back in on itself. And he goes, well, I can tell you that without attuning to it myself, I would not be able to truly understand what it does.
But now I know it's a shield. Thank you.
He flips all of his lenses up, and he takes off the glasses and places it delicately underneath his station. Oh, it might be more than a shield, my friend, but I do not know.
Take it back from him.
He stops your dwarven compatriot, and he goes, well, my friend, have you learned the art of mithril smithing? He goes, nay, I have not, no. Are you willing to teach me? He goes, I might, yes. I have had some of your kin come before and learn. I could teach you the beginnings of mithril shaping if you so please. I am old, and I would do it out of the kindness of my heart, just to see the art expanded and taught to many new individuals. He goes, aye, that will keep me busy.
Would you mind teaching too?
He looks up. Yes. Yes, I would. You may join as well. Tomorrow morning. That is the time when, after my morning routine, I am most in the mentality for teaching individuals.
Okay.
Perfect. Is there anything else I can help you with?
I think that should be all for today.
Perfect. Well, if you have any other requests or things you wish me to look at, I may look at them. I cannot promise you that I'll completely understand what it is I am looking at, but I will do my best.
And I thank you for that. We will now take our leave and let you be for the rest of the day, and see you tomorrow morning.
He gives you the farewell in Elvish, and then, of course, again in Common for those that do not speak Elvish. And he goes back to tinkering with what he was tinkering with. But before I continue, I have to use the restroom. I really have to piss.
It's really convenient, like everyone was speaking Elvish, then Common afterwards. Like, just make me fucking Common.
But they're racist.
But they're racist,
They're
so...
literally doing more work for themselves, fucking idiots. They're Karens. They're all Karens.
But elves are racist. If you speak their language, they're happy.
What do you mean you don't have this author? He's my favorite author.
God damn it. How can you not know about insert name here?
Enjoying your potato soup?
Yep.
Good. So, I have returned.
Did you wash your hands?
No.
He did not.
Gross.
Yep.
Oh no, whatever will I do?
Pee-pee hands.
I'd never get pee on my hands, but thank you.
But you put your dick on it.
That's true. My dick is clean. I've showered. What is it gonna do? Like rot inside my pajamas?
That's what a dry tongue is.
You guys kill me. So, what would you guys like to do?
Never mind.
Go
I,
back
oh,
to
overnight,
the bar.
I would like to study the. Wait, hand. No. Wait, no, yeah. I talked to that chick when she's done.
Okay. It'll be quite some time before she finishes.
Okay. Can I study the scroll in the meantime?
Yeah. This is already the second day, so this will be the... You've already rolled for today.
Okay.
Yeah, go back to the inn, get some food, find out what room I'm staying in.
Who do you want to
I'm
bunk
staying
with?
Okay. Yeah.
Who are you bunking with?
So he informs you guys which rooms you have. You guys will be on the second floor and the third floor.
I'll take one on the third floor, and whoever comes into the room afterwards. But I'd like to stay down to the...
I want you to help me learn Elvish if possible.
Yeah. That's fine.
Okay.
I'll help him do that. And,
So it's a lot easier. Hey.
I'd suggest we learn down, like, at the bar area. Just to let everyone know that you are trying to show more respect towards you.
Sounds good. I'll do that. That's actually a great idea.
Okay, so... You guys are going to be practicing Elvish. What are the rest of you doing?
Gotta try and learn the harp.
Okay.
Taking all the blankets from all the rooms.
Okay.
Except mine.
Gotcha. And you can see that the innkeeper is currently walking up the stairs during your shenanigans, carrying a stack of blankets. And he goes, I have brought you blankets.
Good, good.
Would you like even more?
Yes.
I see. Well, I would ask you kindly to return the blankets to your fellows.
They don't need them.
They do not need them. Okay. Understood. And he's going to go ahead and proceed to bring you even more blankets. And he's going to bring very nice silken blankets. And he is like, I would ask you kindly not to destroy these. These are precious. He's going to nod to you, and he's going to take his leave.
Mm-hmm.
And in the meantime, he's going to begin restocking your friends' rooms without your notice.
I like this guy
I wonder if
already.
blankets ever get the ish smell out of it.
Hey,
Get
I don't smell, okay?
I bet ish
I-
fucking stills like a dumpster fire.
Lizards don't
Easily.
sweat.
Still doesn't mean you don't fucking smell like shit.
Hey, I bathe regularly.
Yearly.
So, what else would you guys like to do? I know Ish is collecting all the blankets. You're wanting to learn harp. You guys are learning Elvish.
Me.
When
Might be
we're,
different.
say, done learning Elvish for the night, I'd just like to sit in the bar and talk to the patrons. Just a friendly chat. Just
Okay.
because I haven't had to talk Elvish in a while.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I want to make sure, even helping Zap, I want to make sure my Elvish is up to par.
Gotcha. So, eventually, the Elven bard is finished playing, and she strums out the last few chords, and she kind of lets it hum in the air, and she looks very pleased with herself. She nods, and she begins to move the harp aside. She stands up and begins walking over to the barkeep. She sits down and proceeds to grab the tea immediately handed to her by the barkeep, and she begins to drink it very peacefully.
Not doing anything, Nathan?
I don't think Nathan's there.
I'm
I
here.
don't
I'm
think
just
so.
thinking.
You're
He's,
like,
okay, so I put my shoulder, I put my hand on her shoulder, and I go, hey.
You do not do the fucking Spider-Verse on me.
okay, so, is that what you're doing?
Hang on. Can I roll a persuasion to see if she wants to, like, help me?
Yeah, you can go ahead and roll persuasion, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
She wants
So-
to help you.
How are you going to approach her?
Hey, fantastic music you were playing. I was wondering if you were, taking any, students.
She kind of breathes in and she lets it out slowly and she goes, I noticed you were watching. Are you that of the music yourself?
Well, of course. I bring up my fiddle, violin, whatever you want to call it, in that elvish city.
Ah, I see. May I see it?
You may.
She takes it and she, instead of doing it with the bow, she plucks a few of the strings and she begins to tune it. And then she draws it up and begins to play a very somber melody. She's like, it has not been treated well. You have been traveling with it, have you not?
Unfortunately, yes.
There is an individual within the village that will change the strings for you. Those that of mithril, they will last longer and will treat the wood for the damages that have been done due to liquid. And she finishes playing and drawing out a kind of a screeching tone, and she's like, he will also replace your bow. She kind of winces while playing that note, and then she hits a certain part of it, and she's like, this is the well-worn part. And she plays a little further on. Due to the physique difference between you two, you play very differently. She plays very close to her chin, while you probably do not. And she begins to play along the chords the way that you would normally do. And it sounds a little better, but she can definitely tell the difference in quality between what it maybe once was considering what it is now.
Well, I mean, he did have it on
Remember,
a ship.
my
with a
fiddle's
bunch
also,
of
like, in my backstory, too.
oysters.
Yeah. It's a very old fiddle.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But she can tell that as an adventure, it is still cared for, but not nearly as much so as it probably should be. I see. She finishes playing a couple notes with a little crisper tune to it, and she holds it out to you. Yes. Do you own a harp?
Chocolate. I do not.
Do you have the gold to afford a harp?
Depends how much a harp is.
Well, come with me. We shall see the crafter.
Is it the blacksmith or the mithril smith by any chance?
Nope. She takes
okay.
you into a different part of the village, a little further back, not on the map, and she
And I
takes
get
you.
fucking stabbed.
Yeah, you get fucking stabbed. No,
And
she
she
takes you to a
goes-
very exquisite, multi-tiered home built out of a very large oak tree, and she walks up and gently knocks on the door, and she steps back and waits. Do you know Elvish? She looks towards you inquisitively.
No, I know the tongue of the gods,
I see.
or the angels and the demons.
That is fine. Say your customary greetings. You are about to meet a noble. The door opens, and standing there, instead of an elf, you see Sindrel, and he goes, I was not expecting you to be able to find me, let alone be traveling with the daughter of the grandmother. I see.
What?
Yes. You will undoubtedly find out here in a moment. Come. You are welcome in. He enters and begins walking down the halls. Of course, the silver hair here, as she is known throughout the village, immediately begins speaking Elvish with Sindrel, and they begin to chat. He nods a few times.
What's your real name?
Honestly, I don't know off the top of my head. I wasn't expecting to actually introduce this character, as this kind of was just a free ball moment, so let's see.
D&D.
Hey man, this is
Peak D&D.
peak D&D.
Should I expect you to roll high or something?
Can I just say that you didn't expect our bard to latch on to a female bard
No.
in the village that we're visiting?
Not only that, he then proceeded to say she was young for Elvish sake,
Yeah.
but still 60 years old.
Yeah, I still have a really confused boner about that. I don't know how to feel with that one.
She is known as Gleer.
The grandmother.
No, the female bard is Gleer.
Oh, okay.
And surprisingly enough, the grandmother is an actual character I've already. You will not find out her name. She is referred to by everyone in the village, including Sindrel, as the grandmother.
Hello, Nan.
Hello, man.
So, as Sindrel and Gleer are chatting in Elvish as they are walking down the halls, with Sindrel nodding and kind of using his hands to speak while Gleer does not, showing you the difference between the two customs, he nods and goes, "Of course." Switching back to common, he goes, "Well, it seems that you have piqued the interest of Gleer here. Now that you know her name."
Have you seen me? Like,
It is not because of your charms or your looks, mind you. It is purely the interest in the musical arts that has won her over. And she will be teaching you the art of the harp, I hear. The grandmother is one of very few within the Elven Kingdom that is worldly renowned for the instruments that she can make. And
this is where I get my third magic item, right?
No. You're going to be getting a harp, but you're not going to be getting a magical harp.
Not yet.
Not yet, no. He's going to go, "This is a gift. Probably just because you're going to be needing to get your fiddle tuned, which will be done by the grandmother here. So, come and show your reverence when you arrive. She's quite elderly and does not take to disrespect."
You walk in and you're like, "Yo, what's up, Nana?"
And immediately a double door is opened before you, and sitting behind a very desk is a very kind of silver-haired, a couple wrinkles on the complexion of this elf. But she looks very strikingly similar to Gleer here. And she looks up and goes, "Sindrel, I see that you have brought my granddaughter here before me, but who is this?" She motions over.
I gently curtsy and say my name.
Curtsy.
I
Curtsy.
see.
Bow.
No, like, hey, well, I guess bow, but like kind of like 1 foot back, hand at her belt, and lean forward.
I see. Interesting. It has been 300 years, at least, since I have seen your kind here. But,
I'm a rare breed, all right.
yes, I understand that. What brings you and my granddaughter here on this fine evening?
I was here to bring for tuning.
Gleer's going to step forward and begin speaking Elvish as she begins to explain. And all the time, the elderly woman kind of nods patiently, and she holds out a hand.
I take it on one knee.
She kind of laughs at that, and she goes, "No, sweet child, your instrument."
Oh. Yeah, I handed it.
She takes it, and the bow, please.
Yep.
She takes it and goes, standard resin. And she feels the material of your bow. Horsehair. Respectable, but could use improvement. She places the bow down, and she begins to basically stroke the instrument as she begins to feel the wood.
You should have asked your the unicorn for some hair so that you could use it for
God,
your bow.
She begins to look it over, and she begins to unwind the strings. You have tightened them and not replaced your strings in quite a while.
Being on the road is hard to find proper necessities.
I see. It has also been brought to my attention that you wish to learn the harp.
Indeed.
Why is it that you wish to learn this instrument?
I am a traveling bard. I must know all the racial... That's always a nice way to say this.
All
Muses?
So it is a simple muse that drives you, not anything else?
The knowledge of learning?
I see. You still do not know why you play. You are still young, I see.
I play to pass the time.
I see.
And for my own enjoyment, of course.
She's gonna nod slowly as she continues to unwind and basically remove the strings one at a time.
She's stealing your strings. She's gonna give
My
it back to
string.
you, just stringless.
Yeah, she's gonna hand it back to you and be like, I can do nothing with this, but your strings are mine.
And then you lose a bard. Then I am powerless.
Be like, fool, I was a demon this entire time!
But so am I.
She's going to go, yes, you may learn the harp, and I will procure one for you that will match the duality of your soul, child. But something you must do for me.
Anything?
You must find the true reason for which you play. It does not have to be here, nor it does not have to be soon. But eventually you will truly understand what drives you.
Sounds like a good deal to me.
Does he have to come back and tell her?
No. No.
She'll know.
Just figure it out my own someday.
Yeah, you'll when you finally understand, it will truly dawn on you the reason why you play. But she's going to go, no. How old is this instrument of yours?
Let's see. It was my mother's. I am 23. Jeez, probably at least 35 years old.
What is the sentiment you hold with this instrument?
Well, again, it's my mother's.
Well, there has to be more than that. The reason I ask for the sentiment of this is, do you wish it to remain completely as it is, or do you wish it to become something more? Something new?
I've always had this fiddle. It's always been my escape.
I see. Again, my question still stands.
Same, preferably.
Same. Well then, I will work the magics of the forest, and I will restore the wood to as it was. I will also replace your bow with something more appropriate, though I believe the bow is not as important as the instrument itself.
No.
Understood. She then kind of scoots it off of her desk in front of her, and it just drops to the ground on the other side, and she's like, good.
Mike drops it.
She goes, good. And are you used to playing with metal strings?
No. I'm sure I can learn, though.
There's a different quality to this. You will be shown before you leave. It'll be similar, but still different. I will forge the strings of mithril from our local smithy, and I will restore this instrument. I will unwarp the wood, and I will bring it back to its vibrant life that it has lost. This I will do only if you agree to find the true reason for which you play.
Yes, ma'am.
She nods. Well, then leave me to it. Sindrel, please, you know this individual better than I do. Escort them to the viewing room and find an instrument that suits him. Though, stay away from the exquisites, please.
I'm surprised you didn't make her make a deal with you.
I tried.
She's going to motion for you guys to be excused at this point. Gleer bows very deeply. Sindrel takes a half bow. And he nods. As you command, grandmother. And he takes his leave, escorting you and Gleer to another section of the manor. Upon getting in, you see that the roof is glass-domed, and the evening light makes its way in here, and it sends everything in here into an exquisite glow of just, like, vibrancy that you're not quite used to, and you haven't even seen in the rest of the village. The light seems to be altered through the glass that seems to bring everything into a new view. It seems livelier, and it actually physically brings you joy upon seeing this room filled with a lot of different instruments. Cellos and harps, and a lot of other instruments that you're not even accustomed to seeing. Some of descent that you wouldn't even understand how to play it, let alone understand how to play it.
So it's the whole "What's this song" from Nightmare Before Christmas, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Sindrel is going to bring you over to a section of harps that are medium size, meant to be that could be held while played or put on something about waist height and played. Could be played seated or could be played while standing.
Are there any of those, like, huge ones?
Yes, there are some huge ones. And there's even a large one that the Gleer was playing while in the inn. And he goes, "You have your choice of different instruments here before you. These are not the exquisite make that grandmother has forbade you from taking without, of course, paying. These instruments are made from very many different materials. Some maple wood, some of them have been made with ivory and a few other materials. Something to match your duality."
Doesn't ivory sound like a bit much for elves if they're against the whole eating meat thing?
They're not against gathering ivory when the creature itself is already passed, and you must use the materials.
Yeah, they use every part of an animal.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. He gets down and he pulls out a harp that is made out of a mithril-like metal that's kind of intertwined with the branch of a tree. And it forms this beautiful arch with the harp. And he's like, "Yes, I think grandmother would like you to have this one." He picks it up and he hands it over to you. "Now, take good care of this instrument. It is quite valuable."
So I inspect it. Like, look it up, size it up.
Okay. "I hear Gleer is going to teach you, so it is best that you do so in the music room. Her private instrument is there, and she will teach you the basics of how to play. While the few days that we have here, she will teach you the basics on understanding how to play, and it is from you there to, I'm sure, experiment. But she has more than that, and she will instruct you where I cannot." He's like, "I'm going to take my leave. You may ask me at another time any questions you might have. For now, I have other duties to take care of."
Thanks, Sindrel.
"Of course. I will take my leave, my friend. Gleer, it is wonderful seeing you." And he takes his leave. Gleer is going to go, "Do you have the time, then?"
The
time.
Judging by the sun,
She's going to wait patiently.
I don't have the time.
Are you available to learn now?
Yeah.
She kind of shakes her head and she goes, this will be more frustrating than I thought it would. Come, follow me. And she begins to escort you through the manor again to a very, very nice large room that is built amphitheater style with a stage where several instruments are basically lined up. And she takes you over to where a harp, a grandiose, very, very exquisite harp, is sitting on the stage. And she begins to teach you. So, to get back to the rest of you, you all are sitting inside the inn-ish. You have successfully scrounged all of the remaining blankets that the innkeep has available, including some that he has had to leave the establishment in order to get. What would you guys like to do?
I'm gonna... You never actually gave me the food for Simba.
He's not going to give you more than just enough to feed him at the moment.
Oh. Can I buy more from him?
I mean, he could direct you on how to gather the food and other things. Yeah, he'll teach you and instruct you on how to do that. So you'll be able to gather food for him yourself.
Better food than a bag of insects.
Yes.
So should I just get rid of that?
You can, yeah.
Can I dump it out in the middle of the inn?
Upon dumping out the first bag, he's going to look immediately distraught and be like, please not inside. I beg you.
I'm gonna scoop up what I can back in the bag and then take it out.
He's going to be like, no, I have got it. Just please, not here. And he's going to begin cleaning up after the disaster you've just caused.
At least I already got rid of the dead mice.
He's just like, I can't even understand. What else would you guys like to do?
Take Simba and Snack for a walk.
Continue tuning with my shield.
Okay. Yeah, you continue your attunement, and you take Simba for his walk. More like you hold him while you walk around. Yeah.
But Snake too.
Yeah.
Snake.
Yeah. So, what was that, Garnet?
Can I go up to the barkeep and ask if there's any libraries or anything that I can grab a book or two to read while I stay here?
Most of everyone has their own private collections here, and the only time that we get new literature is from the major cities nearby. A couple of couriers take requests if you're looking for anything specific, but it might be a few days before they return with what you are looking for.
Major cities, what?
Yeah, this isn't a major city.
Yeah, this is just a small village.
Like we're in the middle of the forest. What major cities are around?
The Elven cities.
Yeah.
Alright. How big's this
Yeah.
forest?
The forest is huge. This, once Jared finishes the map, I will show you guys the entirety of the map. That's being commissioned right now, so y'all calm your tits.
So whenever he gets around to it.
Mm-hmm. I'll try to kick him into gear now that the holidays are done and school's kind of on break, which is...
You'd be like, you have no excuses.
No excuse, bitch! Huh?
Yeah, school's starting back up.
That's fine. He'll have the opportunity, I'm sure. Even if I have to convince him via other means. Nathan, suck his dick.
Alright. That's that. What if that takes convincing from me?
Yeah, that's convincing from you because I am telling you to do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's that simple. So, he's going to go, is there anything specific that you were looking for, literature-wise?
Nothing specific. Just kind of something to pass the time.
I see. Well, I might have a novel or two that I could spare.
If you wouldn't mind, I would return it before I leave. You do not have to worry about that.
Of course. That or Cinderella would cover me the expenses for losing such a novel. Yes, I should have it for you tomorrow.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
It's gonna be like some teen romance novel.
Is there anything else I could help you with?
Nope, that is all for tonight. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Makeout tactics.
Mm-hmm.
It's makeout.
Yeah, it's makeout tactics. Of course it
Yeah.
is. I'm gonna give you some Naruto-esque porn. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. So, what else would you guys like to do? Are you guys going to rest for the night?
Do I have to roll any performances for like studying?
Nope.
Can I
No? Okay.
can I gather while I'm here? Like I assume that it's like 2 steps out of the town.
You can, yeah.
I mean, everything that I need to do is probably going to be tomorrow. So
Okay.
I'm good for the rest of the night. Just, like I said, sit, chat around with some of the elves, just to brush up on my elvish, and just to get a feel for what's it like living in the city.
Okay. Yeah, some of the elves are very pleased to chat with you. They note that there's not very many individuals who show up and are able to speak such fluent Elvish. And it is quite interesting to hear the dialect of Elvish that you are using, as it is not exactly the same Elvish that they speak themselves.
Yeah.
They, of course, go over where you learned the Elvish and who you learned the Elvish from, and they just chat with you over the day-to-day routines that some of them have. A lot of them are crafters, or a lot of the elven culture is they don't really do a lot of hard work. It's more of they relax and do they just practice new things constantly. They're always learning something new.
Who does the hard work?
I mean, to them, it's not really hard work. It's hard work is when they do their service in the guard or the elvish forces that are basically garrisoned at the villages and cities of the elves.
Sorry, go.
No, you're good. What's up?
Do I have time to, within this day, to go meet the herbalist or a healer of sorts?
They don't have any dedicated herbalists in this village. They all have basic medicine knowledge in order to use certain herbs in order to basically heal themselves. And in order to... You're gonna have to repeat that. You came in broken.
I'm going to go up to the barkeep with one of my vials and say, I want to figure out how to cure this.
Huh. Interesting.
Who knows something about that?
Well, first of all, what is it?
The mold that's infecting the forest. The one that pulled my party members. The ones that I would like to cure if it happens again.
I see. Well, the only one that I can direct you to that will have any knowledge of that is Bakken himself, the master of the guard here in this village.
That's the one that doesn't like me, isn't it?
He is...
Racist?
No. He does not like outsiders, period, and he takes his job very, very seriously. He's been instructed as the master of the guard for the whole village's safety. He would be the only one that I know of that would understand this mold of the forest as you've presented it to me. There is a druid that was staying here not too long ago, but you have missed him by a couple of days.
Okay, thank you. Head back up to my room.
Of course. Yeah, you head up to your room.
Continue tuning.
Okay. What about the rest of you?
I'm showing off Simba to anybody who will listen to me.
Gotcha. A lot of them are very interested in you as you walk by, but as you approach, they kind of just, make their way away hastily.
Mm-hmm.
But a couple of elvish children come up and are like, "Ooh, what's this? Can I pet it?"
It's Simba, yeah.
And they're going to kind of just enjoy themselves with a couple of elves in the background kind of, keenly watching. and you can see one heavily armored individual standing on one of the treetops, and he's just kind of looking off into the distance, but you can tell that he is watching you like a hawk.
In case I murdered their children?
Yeah, just in case you murder their children.
Okay. Well, a good thing, because if he wasn't watching...
Those children, man. They wouldn't know what hit them.
They taste some good, don't they, the children?
Yeah. But yeah, they're just excited that something new.
Are they like just the perfect size for a snake to go like...
Yeah.
And then eat him?
Yeah, they're slightly taller than you. They're like actual children.
Slightly taller than me.
Yeah. Elves are gangly, thin, tall individuals. Even as children, they grow up pretty quickly into the spindly fuckers that they are.
You hate elves?
No, I love elves. But
not as much as dwarves and goblins and orcs.
Calm down. Calm down, okay? You need to calm your shit. So, what else would the rest of you like to do? I know that currently Ondariel is learning the harp. Ish is showing off Simba to a bunch of elvish children. Zap is currently attuning, and Garnet is learning or speaking Elvish with a bunch of the patrons of the inn.
So that counts for everybody.
Okay.
Unless there's something Elizabeth or Reza is doing.
No, they're kind of just like sitting there and playing the Tellstones game that they have, and they're just like listening to everything, and they're looking at everything like everything is brand new.
Is this the first time they've been in an elf?
Yes, this is the first time they have even seen elves in mass.
I thought, yeah. For some reason, I thought Reza could speak Elvish. I don't know
can.
why. Okay. I wasn't imagining that then.
Nope.
She just has never seen one. Or
Never seen
a bunch of them.
Yep.
I mean, if she's clairvoyant, I think she can speak any language.
That's not...
You see, she still has to learn it, but she is
Yeah.
quite fluent in many languages. All of them have been taught to her by the storyteller.
Oh yeah, him. How's he doing?
He's doing.
He's probably missing his children.
I don't think
No,
he
he's
minds at all,
probably-
actually.
And he
I
doesn't...
think he's rejoiced they're gone. Means he get to like actually sleep and do stuff now.
Why the fuck is Alex playing Team Fortress?
I
It's a
don't
great
know.
question. So, the night passes pretty uneventfully. You guys go about your doings, and the next day, you wake up to the lovely sounds of nature and the sounds of the
fuck is
harp.
this?
Right? You're like, what the fuck? Where are the waves? Where's the ocean and the seagulls squawking at me?
I hop up
I mean,
right next
I'm
to him
pretty-
That's just how we wake
and
up at
squawk
different-
like a seagull.
Yeah. I'm pretty used to the sounds of nature, because well, I lived in in mountain territory.
True. So, you all come down, and Elizabeth and Reza are downstairs still, but they have now turned to a new Elvish-like game that seems to be magical pieces moving on the board. Similar to chess, but slightly different and three-dimensional.
Does it still... Is Reza still kicking butt?
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Well, I
Man,
mean...
I wonder what move Elizabeth is gonna do. That's the move.
Surprisingly, Reza doesn't even need to use her clairvoyancy in order to beat Elizabeth.
Oh yeah, I know that. I figured that, but also clairvoyance.
Our poor daughters that we keep neglecting.
Alright.
They kind of just
They do.
do. Like
They
I
do,
act-
therefore they are.
Yeah,
So,
I'm like, oh, let's go do something. No, we good. Basically,
In
you don't
the-
need to worry about us.
in the middle of Reza's turn, she looks towards you all and goes, I have something I must inform you of.
Our death?
No, I do not see your death in the future, but I do see something
I'm never
different.
gonna die!
I am immortal! Fools! Goes running out of the building. No,
From Halo Reach, just
it is something involving the sickness of the forest. Come, sit. And she motions to a bunch of empty seats around her, already laden with plates full of food.
I'm gonna climb on the table and
Okay.
start eating.
Yeah. She goes, Ish, must you always?
Thank
Yes.
you.
She breathes in, and she opens her eyes, and they
Should've
seem...
seen it. Like,
Huh?
You should have seen it.
Right. She sighs, opens her eyes, and her eyes seem to glow a little bit. And she begins to talk as though she's not quite there. You all are in the forest. Walking through, I hear the sounds of water cascading off the rocks. You are at the heart of the corruption. And you must know, there are many options you might take, and not all of them will lead to the same ending. There are many possibilities. Keep your minds open, and truly ask the questions that are at your heart's desire. And the color begins to fade from her eyes, and she looks. There. That is what I have seen.
How do I open my mind?
Was that a Fable quote? I feel like that was a Fable quote.
Honestly, it might be from long ago. I don't know if I got it word for word, but it might be close. Who knows? How does one open their mind? Be accepting of new things. Like your snake.
My snake is accepting of new things.
No. You accepted your snake when it was new.
Oh. He's not new. He's pretty old.
Yes. But at one point he was new to you. There is no use. Well, adventurers, that is all I have for you right now, and I need to finish this game. She moves one last piece and goes, and that is another win for me. Elizabeth just slams her fist on the table. Damn it! How do you do it? Every time! I swear! You're using your psychic mind thing! And she just, storms up and begins pacing around the table. She sits back down and goes, another. Barkeep, another.
Another.
He walks up, places a tea before her and goes, you probably should slow down. No, I must have more!
So that tea doesn't have any caffeine in it, does it?
He has caffeine.
I've stopped putting caffeine in it since she has drinking 13 of them.
You shouldn't have given her caffeine.
You should have stopped 11 teas ago.
You shouldn't have ever given her caffeine.
Yeah.
From now on, whenever we go anywhere, we gotta tell him.
Elizabeth looks up, eyes twitching, and she's like, don't tell him what he's not supposed to do. If Cinderella said anything, I will have more tea.
No more caffeine.
He just nods and goes, you will have more tea, but you are not going to have the same tea you've been having.
Nice herbal chamomile tea, if you have it.
I have been giving her nothing but green tea recently, flavored with a tad bit of honey.
Yeah, but chamomile tea makes you sleepy.
I doubt I could get this child to sleep. She didn't sleep all night after she learned this game. She just
Not surprising.
looks over and goes, I beat them all. Rez is the only one I can't seem to beat. You can see a couple of the patrons just shaking their head. They're like, we shouldn't have taught her that game.
I like the patrons, even know.
Yeah, they've all come to accept this.
It's just like, fuck.
You can see one of the elves walk up and he goes, she can have it for free. She's very interested in it, but do note that I am very sorry. And he begins to take his leave.
I'm very sorry.
Elizabeth is like, I will beat Reza in this new game. I've beaten her in Tellstones. I will do this now. Reza is just like, yes, you did beat me in Tellstones. Once.
So Reza's better than Elizabeth, but Elizabeth is better than almost everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so why haven't they had a hustling go to nearby?
They're children.
I wouldn't put it past Elizabeth.
Actually, that's something I should
Rez
probably
is what
start
reins
to do.
that in.
Maybe I should start training Elizabeth and Reza to make side money for us.
Yeah.
Be like,
should.
haha, I'm gonna use their innate
Oh.
talents to be able to make me money.
Exactly.
Money.
What else are children used for?
Upon the other elf leaving and taking his leave, looking absolutely disheartened at the fact that he has just taught Elizabeth a new game and has completely made her an insane maniac once again, Sindrel walks in, and he looks disheveled. Ah, adventurers, I have found you. He takes a seat, and he pulls out a couple of books, and upon opening them, you can see papers begin to spell out from the pages. He's like, I've had no luck.
With?
This corruption, you've not found it in any of your books?
No. None of the books here in the manor either.
So
We have to go to one of the bigger
I do not
cities.
believe it is. I can't quite recall it, but I think I have seen something like this. I
In
just
your
can't
dreams?
remember. Blasted, where was it?
Was it in your dreams?
No. He looks like he slept, but probably about like 2 or 3 hours at most. And he's like, maybe the major city will know more about this.
Have to go deeper in.
Well, we have to wait till we're called by the king.
It will be today. I have sent word to the king myself. Though I'm sure, he does not appreciate that, but it is of importance. I believe there is something very bad happening within this forest, and I am not disappointed to burden with you with it again, but I'm here to inform you that I have requested it, and if not, the king will be requesting it shortly, that you look into the matters of what is happening.
I have a question. What was this on the Mind Flayer that was under the Dwarven City? I can't quite remember.
Possibly. I do not quite recall. No, it is different. This is more corrupt. That was more an occurrence of what befell it. Though similar magic, not the same.
Maybe we can stick it in the forest and watch what corrupts the wolves and stuff. Wait, that's where rangers like patrolling and shit.
Yes, and I believe the information that you might be able to find is speaking with Bakken. Man, he is as furious and infuriating as always. Such a young elf.
How young is he?
I think he turned 150 this last year. 151 or 2.
He's just a toddler.
Oh, he is young, yes, but he is knowledgeable, and he is master of the guard now for a reason. He is skilled. Do not take his calm demeanor as a lack of martial ability or magical knowledge. Well, speak with Bakken and see if he knows anything. I will continue to try to do research, but you are not to leave the village, I am aware. Do not travel too far, and when we get to the city, you will be kept within the barracks at first before you are able to speak with the king. Hopefully we can get audience immediately. You will have to speak for yourselves. I will be unable to speak with the king. Are you all comfortable with speaking to nobility?
I speak for Ish? No.
You can't speak for me.
And it would be smart not to either. Ish will be
I take
fine.
it I'd probably not go.
All of us must go.
Hopefully they like good ones.
They will be understanding, as though concerned as they are. You all have been watched, but they understand that you are nothing but adventurers, and my word goes a far way here. Well, I take my leave. He stands back up. He closes the books, and he kind of shoves all the papers back in, not really caring about the damage that he's doing upon shoving them in. And he's going to put the books back in his robes. If you are needing to ask me questions, Ondariel knows where to find me. He stands. The innkeeper walks up, hands him a tea, and goes, "You need this, my friend, and you need to sleep." He goes, "Yes, I am aware of that, but I will sleep when either I am dead or I find the information I seek." He downs.
Have fun on hands.
Yeah, he downs the tea in 2 large gulps, and he hands it back. "Thank you, my friend," and he takes his leave.
I hope
Have
there's
fun at
sleeping
Nan's.
medicine in that tea.
No, I know better than to drug him. He gets angry when that happens.
I wonder why.
It's probably because he doesn't like people thinking they know better for him. But what do I know? He is young, and he has got many years left in him. Maybe he will mature. Adventurers and guests, is there anything I can help you with today?
Blankets.
You have all the blankets I can procure for you, my friend.
More blankets.
I must apologize. I am unable to get any more for
Who
you.
slept in Ish's room last night?
I don't know who wanted to.
It was me and Zap in a room because I was teaching him Elvish.
Oh,
Okay.
me.
alright,
Got it.
Gotcha.
So I had a very cold night.
Yep. No blankets for you.
No blankets for you. Yeah, no, you had blankets.
No.
Yes, he managed to get blankets when you were unaware of them getting more
Why
blankets.
do you not let me steal everybody's blankets?
Because it is not possible for you to steal all of the blankets. Calm down. So,
Is your ship going to be just blankets? Blankets everywhere?
Yeah. Well, at least
So-
the captain's room.
If we get a ship, it's going to be called USS Blanket or Horse, right?
It's going to be called Horse.
It's totally gonna be called horse.
Jesus. So, what would you guys like to do?
I know it was me and the dwarf had to go to the, basically the blacksmith to learn in the morning, and then after that I'd go talk to Barkin
Okay.
before we were summoned, if
Barkin?
possible.
Yeah. What about the rest of you?
Practice my lessons. Or go to my
Foraging.
lessons.
Okay. Zap and Ish.
Attune.
What do you attune? You're gonna spend your time attuning? Yes. Fools. I will attune this magical weapon.
I will learn this shield.
So,
I really gotta go use the washroom, so give me a second.
yep. This will be your 4th day of attuning. Yes, perfect. Okay. So you do your gathering in the morning. So, you guys go about your things, and it ends pretty uneventfully. Your guys' practicing is done, and you are instructed to continue learning this on your own. Ish, other than gathering, what else would you like to do for the day, since you were the only other one who is,
I don't have any magic items I can attune to.
you don't know.
I don't have anything really to learn. I'm gonna, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Steal everybody's blankets again?
Okay. Yeah, you can go ahead and steal everyone else's blankets again.
Can I see if I can go from house to house taking blankets?
You're not going to be able to enter other people's homes. That is not going to be possible. And upon reaching your first home, and what are you going to do? If you're going to try to go home to home.
I'm gonna knock on the door.
Okay. It takes about a minute or so. The door opens, and you can see a very kind of quaint elf.
Mm-hmm.
And she stands before you, and she goes, "Ah, you're one of the adventurers from the Sindrell's party. How might I help you?"
Can I have blankets?
She looks concerned, and she's like, "Are you staying at the inn, aren't you?"
Yes.
Well, they provide blankets there.
Not enough.
I see. Oh. And you've come asking for blankets.
Please.
Make a persuasion roll. She looks down and goes, well, you've asked so nicely. Give me a moment. She closes the door, and a few minutes later, she comes back down with a very nice silken quilt. And she goes, here. And she hands it to you. You're welcome. And she closes the door. What else would you like to do?
I'm gonna go put it in my room and then go to the next house.
Okay. You run over to the inn, and upon entering, the barkeep looks up and goes, and where did you get that?
That's nicely.
He kind of squints his eyes at you. Well, I assure you did, or you'd be followed right now by the gods. Well, continue as you please. He kind of just looks down and goes, Cinderella's keeping the weirdest company these days. You go to the next house.
Mm-hmm.
You knock.
Yeah.
And it takes a little bit longer this time. And
I'm
a
back.
gruff-looking elf answers the door, and he goes, yes.
May I have
What you
blankets,
want?
please?
What?
Blankets, please?
He looks at you concerned, and he goes, I'm going to need you to repeat that. What?
Blankets. Please.
He looks up behind you, looks around. Roll a persuasion. Huh. I'm sorry, I have got no blankets for you.
Are you
Have-
sure?
Yes, I am sure. Have a nice day. And he closes the door. And at this point, a elf approaches you from behind, and he goes, might I help you?
Stop you by
Do you have
the
blankets?
in the quarterfinal.
The guard looks at you. I mean, yes. What,
May I have them?
you wish for blankets?
Mhm.
You are staying at the inn?
Yes.
Then the blankets will be provided for you
There's
there.
not enough.
Not enough,
No.
which means you have blankets.
They don't have enough blankets.
What do you mean they do not have enough blankets? There is more than enough to house everyone inside that inn.
They don't
Plus
have
some.
blankets.
I see. Come with me. And he's going to begin walking towards the inn.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks behind him just to make sure you're following.
Yeah.
Okay. He walks into the inn, and the barkeep kind of looks concerned, and then he sees you following, and he's like, oh, what did this individual do? And he goes, no. Nothing he's not supposed to. He was going door to door asking for blankets. I wanted to ensure
Blankets.
that you had enough blankets for this individual. He goes, yes, and I have provided all of the spare blankets, including some of my own private collection, for this individual. He goes, so you have enough blankets then?
It's not enough. Blankets.
Well, you can't go door to door asking the individuals of this village for even more blankets than you already have.
But I ask nicely.
Yes, that might be so, but it is disturbing enough to see one such as yourself going door to door asking for common items.
If they're so common, then why aren't there more?
He doesn't know how to answer that question, and he goes,
Jesus Christ.
I see. Well, I can assure you you have enough of them. The barkeep here might be able to... He looks over, and the barkeep just shakes his head. You have enough blankets. Please do not go door to door unless you have urgent matters to take care of or private matters with the individuals of said abode.
I won't go door to door.
He looks at you and he's like, you will not go to any other individual in this village asking for blankets, or the master of the guard is going to have to speak with you personally. Is this clear?
Yeah.
He looks over at the barkeep, looks at you, he kind of glares at you momentarily, and he's like, good. And he begins to leave. He turns around right after exiting and be like, no, door to door, or the master of the guard will speak with you. And he takes his leave officially. The barkeep just goes, you were going door to door, asking for blankets.
Yes.
I will ask the seamstress if there are more blankets within the village that can be spared for your obsession.
You know,
Though,
it's good thing Ish never has a bag of holding, because I'm pretty sure it'll be full of blankets.
Yeah. Like, honestly, right now, my backpack has some of the royal guard, like, for the dwarven royal blankets in it right now that I took.
Of course it does. Why not? Why
Of
not?
course.
of course it does. He goes,
What were we expecting? It not to have it?
but
I'm
do
silly me.
but do be aware that I may not be able to procure more blankets for you.
Why not?
Because there might be no more blankets that can be spared for one that already has easily
All the blankets.
20 plus blankets inside of their room.
Not enough.
You might think it is not enough, my friend, but it is more than enough. I promise you. Is there anything else I can help you?
Blankets.
Cannot. I will do my best in procuring more blankets, but do not wait hand and foot for them, please. You may or may not get any more.
Do you have a store?
There's usually barter with the individuals that make things within the village.
Okay.
Okay. And he goes back to what he was doing. So what are you going to do?
I guess I will go up to my room and try to position my blankets so it looks like I have more than I do.
Okay. That's fine. The rest of you have finished your training, except for Zap, who is still currently attuning to the magical item for the day.
Disc.
A disc. What else would the rest of you like to do?
How long is that? Is it 6 hours of study or 8 hours of study? This scroll.
8 hours of study.
8
Oh,
hours
I
of
thought
study
it was
on the
only
scroll? I thought,
for
yeah.
1 hour.
Yeah, it's just an hour. Sorry.
8 hours for the disc.
The disc is 8 hours. The scroll is an hour each day.
Can I also study? Can I study the scroll too?
Yes, you guys
Once.
may study the scroll today.
I'll just do my roll now, but I know I'm not going to do it
Arcana.
later.
There it is. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's the third one from the top.
Shut the fuck.
Wow, you
Get fucked.
Okay.
nerd.
There's Ondario for another one.
The fuck you said to me? Little shit.
Fucking rude.
Where'd you put it?
Bitch, it's in the
No.
handouts.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Uh,
I just added it. You're fine.
Okay. Now the scroll concentration. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck nerd.
Alright. So, 8 hours passes. Zap, you are finished with attuning to your scroll there. Or, not your scroll, wow. Y'all getting me confused with everything here. You're done attuning to the disc. What would you like to do?
Wait for the booth. That's all I'm really doing.
Okay. As the evening...
Eat, relax.
As the evening arrives, and you all are back at the inn prepping for the end of the day,
Immediately, the master of the guard enters, Bakken, and he goes, "Ah, just who I was looking for. The adventurers. Come, I must speak with you, privately."
How was Nance?
What? Come, follow me. And he's going to escort you guys out. And he's going to escort you to a... This actually, it's actually already on the map. It's this place here. The abode within the stone. And he's going to escort you in, and you can see that it is the guards' barracks for all of the people on duty that are stationed here. And he escorts you to a private chamber, and he has a bunch of seats already arranged for you. And one, very nicely arranged with blankets covering the whole chair. And he goes, "That seat is for your kobold friend, and the rest of you may take your seats as you see fit."
He's lucky I would have sat on the table.
God damn it.
I would have sat on the blanket chair.
Okay. So, it has become apparent to me that some of you have taken your liberties while you have been here. And those blankets are for you.
Mm-hmm.
You may take them.
Yes.
They are the
That was
only
good.
blankets you're going to be receiving
Mm-hmm.
for the rest of your stay here. Because tomorrow you are leaving for the major city.
Okay.
I have
They
gotten
more
word
blankets
back-
there, don't they?
Huh?
They have more blankets there, don't they?
No.
You're
They're
lying.
all out.
You're lying.
He's going to be like, "You will have blankets enough for you, and that is the end of it."
You don't know that limit, though.
That limit has already been reached.
No.
So, I have been told to inform you by Sindrel about your trip tomorrow. We will be traveling in haste. Mounts have already been provided for you, and we will be traveling to the major city, where you will be meeting with the royal advisor. The king is too busy and has other matters to take care of, but it seems that you are offering to assist us in an issue that we have been having. All of this will become apparent when you get there, and more information will be provided for you. Until then, I have no other answers for you other than to tell you that we can thank you if you agree. Other than this, please return to the inn. If you have any questions, please ask them now, and I will answer to the best of my ability.
I was wondering, did you happen to see how some of the animals have been corrupted?
Yes, I have had to kill several of them already. It is...
Did you watch the process, though?
no. Most of the creatures we've run into have already been corrupted by whatever it is out there, and it is spreading faster and faster with each day. At first it was one or two creatures spread out, but entire packs of wolves and several of the different creatures have been turned by whatever this is, and they tear anything they find apart.
Is there anything that would be especially bad if it got corrupted in the forest?
There are several things out there that are
Are there any dragons?
debilitating if the corruption finds its way to them. Mostly it is sticking to the natural wildlife. Bears, wolves, birds, livestock, other creatures like as the such.
Do you know if people can get corrupted?
Yes.
Not that I am aware of. We haven't had anyone fall to the corruption yet, but whatever the corruption touches, it sickens. Though we have very skilled healers, we haven't had any problems with the corruption killing anyone of yet. The creatures, however, are a different story.
I just feel a sharp shiver go down my spine remembering the corruption.
Oh yeah. Fuck that.
I see you've already run into it yourselves and felt the debilitating effect that it has on your minds. Are there any
Yeah,
other
it makes me
questions,
get-
adventurers?
You need to make it
What?
dumb.
Are there any other questions, adventurers?
Is there a way to make it more potent?
He looks at you very concerned and be like, "What do you mean?"
Well, I'm trying to figure out. You're saying that it stuck to regular creatures, yet it infected a fey being.
You're going to have to elaborate further.
We came across a corrupted unicorn.
He looks extremely concerned, and his face scrunches up into a very distraught look. More details, please. Continue.
I look to our resident magic item holding individual, say, can you show him what the unicorn gave you after we purified it?
A unicorn horn?
Yes.
I have a unicorn horn.
Okay, I was waiting for you to say you pull it out. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just sitting here like, okay, yes, you obviously know what you're supposed to pull out. Pull it out. Yeah, he takes a look and goes, he looks a little surprised at this, and then looks up with a newfound respect for you, and
What up, my brother?
What up, my brother? I bet you don't have a unicorn horn.
Gestures to Crotch.
Yeah, exactly.
Hold unicorn.
Double arms, boom! He just,
Our adventuring party was able to rescue this unicorn.
well,
He gave this to us as a...
Was it a he? Yeah, it was a he.
he's going to go,
Hey,
well,
hey.
the thanks of the unicorn is more than any of us could ever do, but that is something you should share with the royal advisor when you get there, and from everyone here in the village, we can thank you for uncorrupting said unicorn. They are pure beings. To know that even the corruption has spread to them is far more disturbing and terrifying.
Potent? No.
It's almost like a nightmare.
I know, it's crazy.
But
It's almost like a
in the
nightmare.
guard, I thought...
It feels really green for some reason. Like an emerald.
Wow. Damn, this is crazy.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
The
Absolutely
captain of
crazy.
the guard is a little less racist towards goblins now.
Oh, I mean, he's less racist towards the tiefling than he is towards you.
Yeah, since you are the one holding the horn.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's still respectful that you've purified the unicorn, but the one that was given the horn is given most of the credit. He's just gonna nod in acceptance and be like, well, it seems that you are quite capable, and I believe the royal advisor with this information will be more content with your aid. Usually we do not allow outsiders to help us, but in this case, we may have no choice. Well, do you have any other questions for me?
Stop being racist.
Yeah, why are you so racist?
We're trying to help, fam.
Okay, what is there any other questions?
No,
Quit
that's
being
all.
racist, bitch! He's going to nod and be like, I do not hate you for what you are.
You don't like us?
You hate me, therefore I am.
I do not like you, no, as I do not like outsiders in general. Outsiders usually bring destruction and ill will upon us.
All I've asked for is blankets.
Of course. Take the blankets you have here, and those will be the last blankets you receive.
Mm-hmm.
Again, is there anything else?
Nope, I didn't think I'm good.
I'm gonna get up with my blankets.
Okay.
Walk off.
Let's take my
Then-
horn back.
Okay. Yeah, he didn't even take it from you. He wasn't even gonna touch it. That's not for him to do.
No one touches my horn.
No one touches my horn.
Unless with my permission.
He's gonna motion for you guys to take your leave and be like, leave the way you came in. Please do not lollygag. And
So, are there,
tomorrow you will be gathered by one of my guards and brought to the edge of the village.
are the guards sleeping chambers in this rock dwelling?
Yes.
I wasn't asking that in character.
Okay. You're like,
How closely is he watching us?
He's just waiting for you to leave, and there's other guards inside the building, so they're... If you're gonna try to wander, you're probably gonna walk into them. You don't know where you're going. The only thing is, you know how to get out, the same way you got in.
I guess I won't look for more blankets.
I guess I won't do the thing.
Damn it, I wanted more blankets! So, you guys take your leave, and this ends this day.
Mm-hmm.
You guys rest, and the next morning, you are awoken by the sounds of knocking lightly on your doors, as the innkeep is like, "Are you awake? Anyone?"
Yep.
"Yes, you are expected soon. Awaken, please." And he goes to each of the doors, waking everyone up.
Grumble, 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 grumble.
So, you can see, when you get down to the stairs, a completely disheveled Elizabeth and a completely refreshed Reza.
Has she slept?
Elizabeth? No.
Has
Reza? Yes. Reza has slept.
I'm assuming Elizabeth was just like sitting in the corner rocking, thinking about strategies to beat Reza.
Nope, she was beating all of the other patrons that have come in, hearing about the legendary human that is able to beat people who've been playing this game for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
In the matter of just a day.
Mm-hmm.
And her hair is not nice and kept like it usually is. It's actually like sticking out in places and like completely disheveled.
Is it
Like
like
she's
she
just
just,
like
like,
grabbed her hair and like shook it. She's like dragged her nails through it and completely like frizzed her hair up.
Insane.
She's just sitting there and she's like looking at the board.
So this was the last night that we were staying here,
Mhm.
leaving today? Okay. I'm gonna go take the blanket that I borrowed from that lady and go knock on her door and give it back to her.
She answers and she goes, "Oh, well, thank you very much." She takes it. Keep it.
Smells it.
Oh. Yeah, she
It's-
probably smelled it.
No, not at all. She just took it, then looked at you, and was just like, "You know what? I'll pass it on. Like my mother and her mother before her. This is yours
They
now.
passed on the kobolds.
Thank you.
You are welcome." Well, if there's anything else I can help you with, well, then
Can I
have a
look at
wonderful
Elizabeth and
day.
say She
Closes
was
the door.
supposed to be charging $5 to each, or 5 gold for each person.
She looks up and goes, "I beat them for the sheer satisfaction."
Next time.
Nope.
Nope.
I'm gonna shove that blanket in my backpack.
Yeah.
With, actually take Simba out, shove blanket, put Simba back.
Yeah. Yeah, your bag is now completely full of blankets and Simba.
Yeah.
And all of the other materials that you keep for your adventuring.
At
So
least it'll never be fucking cold.
Elizabeth is sitting there.
That's where you're wrong.
Yeah, I
I'll
was about to
never
ask,
be cold.
are Elizabeth and them coming with us? Like, is the whole party going?
Yes, the
Or
whole
just-
the whole party is going.
Okay.
They are your retinue, not just their own anymore. But you can see Elizabeth. She finally makes one more move, and she goes, "I won. I won! I won! I won! I won!" And she goes screaming upstairs. "I beat her! I beat her
That's
finally!"
You
Then
let her
just
win, didn't
fucking-
you?
Reza looks over with a sly smirk on her face. and
You let her
goes,
win, didn't you?
"It's so much easier."
The
I
reason I don't like
Can I pat her on the head and say, good girl?
won! She goes, "Yes. If I did not let her win, she would be like this for another week or two. She likes this game far more than Tellstones, but she becomes obsessive." As she, like, squints her eyes and
You don't-
speaks ominously.
You don't say.
Yes.
Who, Elizabeth? No.
Elizabeth? Nah. It's not possible, dude.
At least she hasn't become, angry.
Oh. No.
I'm proud of my
She
daughter.
looks over at one of the chairs, completely shattered in the corner. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're far
there it
past
is.
that.
Bart keeps sweeping it into the hearth.
Okay, you're gonna go see your advice. Yeah, okay, that's all good. So you guys are gathered by one of the guards members as he enters the inn, and he is like, "Adventurers."
Before we leave, I'm giving the book back to the dude if I ever did get it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did give it to you the other morning, and he goes, "Well, if you do pass by
do drop it off. I'm sure you haven't completely read it, and I'm sure you would like to.
I would.
That or
Thank you.
Sindrel will find it back in my possession eventually.
Eventually.
Yes. Well, enjoy, my friends, and I shall clean the rooms now. And redistribute those blankets.
I'm sorry for those blankets.
Hey, I didn't like get them dirty.
No, but
No.
they're like disheveled at this point. So he's gonna take his leave, and you guys are gonna be escorted to the edge of the village, where your wagon and horses have all been cared for. And the dwarf is sitting in the back, and he goes, "Aye, you're finally back. You all ready to go?"
As ready as we'll ever be.
Good. Good. Let us be on our ways, then. And you guys begin to take off. As you guys begin travel, it seems as though your traveling is aided by secret passages through the forest and all of that other fun stuff. As you guys are brought to the next location. The name of the city that you were told before you arrive is known as Amel-O Anar Arast. And I will actually type that out for you. And I will put you guys on the map because there's the dollar budget. PCs. That way you guys can see the map with no issues. And I'll actually just put you in the middle just because it's easier that way.
Oh wow, we're huge. Or the town's tiny.
Yes, these are tiny elves. These are the elves that make the fudge cookies.
Yes.
Ah, Elfo.
Yes.
What is this picture of a building down here?
That is one of the guard stations on the outskirts of the city. And this up here is the castle.
Oh, where are they on the...
This is the castle.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
This is one of the guard stations. And there are a couple others. Here, here. Hidden within the trees here.
Yeah.
But you guys aren't going to be shown all of this. But you guys are brought into the city.
From which direction?
South.
So we went through the whole city?
Basically. Yeah.
Yes. And you guys are brought through the city, over past one waterfall, up one of the elevators, which is built out of the trees, up to the next tier of area, and then further into the city over one of the bridges, over another of the bridges, and then brought all the way to the royal area. And one of the inns for nobles here, visiting the city, is where you will be going, dropped off. When you are brought, Bakken goes, "I have arrived with you, and I will not be staying very long. I must make my report to the headmaster. For now, you guys are instructed to stay within the city boundaries. You have free roam of the city, and the innkeeper has already been instructed of your stay here. Several things have already been provided for you, including several extra blankets for one kobold, as well as any questions you have. Any craftsmen, artisans that you are looking for are available in the city. We have a library as well as several areas of entertainment to visit. There are no other inns besides the regular inn at the very entrance of the city. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask the innkeeper. For now, I take my leave. Goodbye." And he takes his leave.
Take it.
Love
Take it
you.
out.
None of you.
So, what would you guys like to do? As you are brought in, the innkeeper is a very elderly dwarf.
Mm-hmm.
And he sits down and goes, "Aye, what brings you gentlemen and ladies and creatures to this wonderful city?"
You can
We
call me
are
Captain.
here to see the king. There's been quite some disturbance in the forest, and we're looking to see if we can help them.
I
I
said
see.
force for a second.
I see. Interesting. Well, if you have any questions, concerns, comments, any requests, feel free to ask. Things are being provided within reason.
Blankets.
What clan?
You have... I've given up clans. I've moved away from the Brethren of the Mountains and have taken refuge here with the elves. More welcoming here, I think.
Really?
Yes. It is peaceful here. Calming of the soul.
I inform him what happened in Colruyt. The whole entire story. And I drink with him.
Thank you for bringing me this news. I will inform several of my kin in the area. I'm sure the news would have spread eventually, but for now, this news is saddening, but welcome. Thank you, friends. From the bottom of my heart. I may not be one of the clanmen anymore, but I am still a dwarf at heart. Is there anything else I can help you with? You have already been given as many blankets as I can procure. And you have been instructed to stay away from all of the other guests' rooms.
Have I?
Now you are, yes. Do not make me use this. And he pulls up a studded club. This is what you get if you don't behave.
Looks at the scimitar strapped to my waist.
Oh, don't worry. I can handle your little bladed weapon with
Looks
this.
to my snake.
And your snake won't matter either. He places the
Yeah,
cudgel.
I said that's why Ish is getting away with so much shit because she's just, a pet snake.
Also,
Hey.
technically, my, here, I think it's in here, this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, he's gonna look at you guys and be like, is there anything else I can help you with? You looking for anything specific? Other than blankets.
Is there a port in this town?
No.
No?
No.
Most of the things are brought from the portside towns and villages near the ocean, and most of them are brought through the forest in caravans, but we don't have a port here.
Do you have
No.
a marketplace?
We do have a marketplace, yes. What are you looking for? Food? Exotic wares that you're not quite accustomed to?
Or adventuring gear for me.
Yeah.
Yes. There are several places you can try out. The general goods store is known as Acorns and Commodities. If you're looking for herbs and other alchemical goods, the Wizened Oak.
Are they all in the same area?
Yes. The craft artisans are Mithril and Bark. The lore, if you're looking for books and other knowledge, Leaves and Memories. Here, if you're looking for the other inn, Brackendoor's Hovel and Homestead. And those are all of the places that I can give you.
Where are they?
If you head down this section here, he points out to a map, a quaint little pond will be your giveaway. There you'll find several buildings, as well as a couple of other open stalls. Most of it selling fruit, other nuts and food, and other necessities for the elves, as well as us, as the artisans, as I have already told you. If you're looking for adventuring goods, the Acorns and Commodities would be where you're going.
I'm gonna go there.
Okay. What about the rest of you?
I need crossbow bolts.
Oh yeah. that's
So,
what you do.
to a blacksmith.
Or the adventuring gear, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you guys are heading there to the market area. We're going to start with heading to the general goods store for buying other commodities. You guys enter a very large, open, round tree. The tree is, short, but super wide. And the doors open up, and the entire area is like a Costco on the inside. Just completely hollow, with shelves of stuff.
Do they have free samples?
No, they don't.
Then
not-
it's not like a Costco.
And then it's not like a Costco, you're right. More like a Winco. There you go.
Winco
What's a
has
Winco?
free shopping.
It's okay. You don't need to know what a Winco is. It's just like
It's
a
like
Costco.
It's
It's
so
shitty.
small.
It's shittier Costco.
Yeah.
So it's Target.
No, Target's not shittier Costco.
No.
Winco it has the like the areas where they put down pallets and stuff. It's just like the size of a normal grocery store instead of the size of Costco.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Nathan, we didn't have a good Target here.
So,
Like, the Target
you guys...
in Cornerbrook was absolute ass.
You guys arrive, and a very wizened old elf lady is wandering the aisles with a cane. And she sees you guys and walks over and goes, how might I help you? Welcome to the Acorns and Commodities.
What do you
Is
got?
this the place where they sell crossbow bolts?
Crossbow bolts.
Would've-
You're gonna have to go to Mithron Bark next door.
Okay, bye.
What does she have then? Like,
Other adventuring gear, grappling hooks, rope.
is it like
other...
basically all the stuff out of the handbook?
Yep, all the stuff out of the handbook, other than weapons.
Does anyone want a kiss?
Why?
So having a kiss.
Oh, the chocolate.
I mean, even if I said yes, like...
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do, come down here to America and give it to us? Fuck it.
Save 2 kisses for you guys.
Good,
Yeah,
you'll have to.
super stale ones.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, how can I help you other than that? I've got most of your general goods for adventuring, as well as other necessities if you're looking to settle down.
Settle down.
Well, of course. Most of the people who come here like to settle down. Create a home.
Like live here?
Yeah.
Forever?
And never want to leave.
Elves
That's
never
sketchy.
settle forever.
And they'd be fine with a kobold living here?
Not the weirdest thing.
What's the weirdest thing?
Probably the dwarf.
The dwarf that runs the inn.
He said there were multiple dwarfs here.
In the other villages, sure. He's the only one who likes it here in the big city. Can I help you looking for anything specific? You looking for parchment? Ink? No?
No?
Well, then feel free to browse as you see fit.
Sit
She
stay
gives
a
you
while.
the standard elvish farewell, and she's gonna go about looking at the rest of her store and helping the other customers. What would you guys like to do?
Walk next door, get crossbow bolts.
Does she look like she have blankets here?
No.
No. Well, then I'll leave.
Okay. Actually, no, she would have blankets. It's in the player's handbook. Yeah,
Okay.
you can buy blankets if you so please. Yeah, you go next door, and you can see a kind of a artificially created construct of a building. It looks like a tree, but made out of silver. And you walk in, and you can see several elves walking around and doing work. One of them looks up, and he goes, how can I help you?
Crossbow bolts, please.
I see, you're looking for crossbow bolts. Let's see. What kind of crossbow bolts are you looking for?
There's different lines.
Yes, there are. We have mithril, we have adamantine, as we are quite skilled in crafting adamantine with the help of dwarven smiths long ago, and then we have your standard steel, but those are a little more rare here.
So real talk, does the better bolts do anything?
Mithril is basically silver, and adamantine
So
is adamantine.
Does it do what silver does? Meaning it's strong against like werewolves and vampires and...
I'll take some silver crossbow bolts.
Aye.
Just in case.
Well, when you look in the player's handbook, it's twice the amount.
Fuck. Alright, hang on, let me get the player's handbook. Go on with them.
What about the rest of you?
Shit.
What? Oh, you
NPC.
don't.
Oh, yeah. I can tell you how much it is. I'm about to go over there. 144.
So want to send me the PDF of the player's handbook again?
You should still have the link I have to the Google Drive with all of the books in it.
mark? Is it pinned?
You'd have to scroll up and find it and pin it.
I could also probably just get the
Ammunition.
Golds are 1 gold piece per 20.
So 2 gold pieces per 20.
Yeah.
I'll take 1 stack of normal crossbow bolts, please.
Normal.
I only have like 1 gold
Oh.
and 72 silver.
I can give you more gold. Like, I have enough arrows, and I have 30 extra gold. Like, I'm not going to be buying much of anything.
I would like some gold. Actually, I suppose I do have enough. Because I have 470 SP.
Yeah, and every 10 converts to 1 gold.
Yeah.
So you probably
Yeah.
have enough.
Yeah, I have enough. Sorry, wait, so I have 47 gold then.
Mm-hmm. Which means you can get a lot of
Yeah, I can get my own stuff. Okay.
Forrest?
Yes.
Do we know how long we're going to be in this town for? Like, did Sindrel say or anything, or is it just what we guess?
Sindrel tells you that this day is not going to be anything, and tomorrow you will be speaking with the royal advisor. And then from there, it depends on how long you guys take on investigating whatever it is, if you are accepted in even doing it.
Yeah. Okay, so it could be a few days.
Yeah, it could be a few weeks. It could be even a few months if it takes that long, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
A month
I
is
was just gonna-
77 days. A lot.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about getting trained here, if they'd be willing to take the dwarf and myself. But if we don't know how long, I'd rather wait until the next day to see how bad
Okay.
how bad the situation actually is, if we're even being accepted to do it.
Okay. What about the rest of you? What are y'all looking for?
Do they have a tailor here?
They do. Yeah. Didn't even think about creating a
So that's
Taylor's
that's
place.
8 gold I'm gonna spend, right?
acorn and commodities.
8 gold. You're gonna spend. Yeah.
Acorns and commodities. She has the skills necessary to tailor. If you're looking for specific tailored goods, what do you want tailored?
I want a really fancy pirate's outfit.
You want a really
And a
fancy
huge
pirate?
feather for my hat.
Huge feather for your head. Okay. So you're gonna go back over there and pay for the fancy outfit in the book, and yeah, she'll have it made up within. How quickly do you want it made?
How quickly could she do it?
I shouldn't run out of arrows.
Probably a couple of days.
When are you meeting the advisor?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
She can just try to fit you for some things and sew it down, but she can't make you a pirate's hat that quickly without.
It's my hat. My
Uh,
captain's hat. But I
yeah,
just want a huge feather for it.
Okay, she can find a huge feather for it that looks appropriate, and she can, I guess, fit fancy clothes to your size. It's gonna be a bit awkward, but it'll work if you want a rush job done, or she could just custom tailor an outfit for you.
I guess she can custom tailor it.
Okay. You do remember that you also have the custom tailored like outfit from the dwarves, so
Yeah, but that's a funeral outfit.
that's true. It is. So she asks in what kind of like design do you want it, because she doesn't truly understand what like a captain is supposed to look like.
What is the captain supposed to look like? Like imposing. I want an imposing outfit.
Okay. Captain of the watch or guard?
Captain of a ship. Pirate ship.
Oh, nautical. I believe I've got some designs that I could look into. Yeah, you will have it. In a couple of days, I will have it ready for you. She nods and she takes the first half up front, and she'll take the second half when it is done. You can just pay that. Just note that you're going to be paying that much, because if you don't show up with the other half of the
I'll
gold,
just
you're
get rid
dead.
of the gold now.
That's fine. 2 stacks of silver bolts, 4 stacks of normal bolts. Oh boy. So what, you're going to take a total of 8 gold? Yeah.
You already did.
Okay. What else would you guys like to do?
I'm good.
Go back to the inn and finish the book the other person gave me.
Okay.
So go ahead and do your guys' nether scroll research for the day. Do your gathering for the day.
Oh, I can gather in here?
Mm-hmm. You can also gather on your way here.
Hey.
Oh, so together?
Yes. Damn, look at you,
Wow, you're
Ondario.
doing good.
Oh, damn it.
Hey,
Fuck
fool.
you.
So this is probably we're gonna end the session today.
Ooh, Minecraft time.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and get all the rest of this stuff done, and then we will go ahead and get. Come on, reload the fucking Roll20, please, so that I can open up the Nether Scroll stuff so I can edit it. And this is going to be day 5 of attuning, so you will have 5 more days of attuning there. Zap. So let's go ahead and go in here and edit this. Boop. And boop.
Also, I would like to go to my dwarven friend at some point and show. Wait, no, he saw the shield expand and everything too, so he knows.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. That's been edited. So, if there's anything else that you guys want to buy specifically while you're here before you do anything, let me know out of game. That way I can get all of that in your guys' inventory, bought and stuff like that. But if you guys plan on going to a new place, I will do some roleplay with you, and we'll do that next time we hop into chat.
What was the actual silver ones called? Or not not actual silver, adamantium, right?
The arrow, the bolts, they're mithril.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mithril? Oh.
Yeah, the other ones are mithril bolts. So, you guys managed to settle down in the inn, do the rest of your guys' routines for the day, and that is where we're going to end. You guys have made it through the forest to the major city, and the next session you guys will be meeting with the Royal Advisor and going along the ways to doing the next quest. For now, you guys have anything else? I know that there's no alignment shifts today, and there's no,
I mean, Ish tried to give a blanket back. Hang on.
That's true, but I don't think that really warrants a shift in alignment. But it might be an inspiration.
Is that how low the bar went now?
Yeah.
For Ish doing something like that, that's worth inspiration. That's really in character, and that's fantastic. I want that kind of fucking roleplay from now on from you fuckers.
Motherfucker, shut the fuck up.
So
Yeah, why aren't you stealing blankets?
you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah.
So, other than that, Ish already has inspiration, which means no inspiration do be given.
Do we all still have inspiration, or is it just Bailey missing it?
Yeah, Bailey's missing. Yeah, Bailey's missing inspiration. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be the end of the stream. That's a good 3 hours. Next session's going to be a pretty long one. We're going to be doing the Christmas event after the Royal Advisor stuff, and I will show you guys how we're going to work that in. But until next time, and next week, we will see you then. Bye.
Okay, I have to pee. Bye.